The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Horrible Gamers podcast, show number 412. We record on December the 17th, 2022. I'm one of your hosts, Jesus Gonzalez, and just walks off today. I'm joined by my friend from the West Coast, the best coast, Gunny Chief Henley. Mayo is back. Welcome back, Henley. Welcome.
Hey, happy holidays. Good to be back. You sound a little under the weather, Jesus. You sound a little sickly.
Ooh, I'm really sick, like really bad. Like I don't normally get sick that often, but like this time around, man, I don't know what I must have caught the flu or the Rona, man, because I'm down. Like I have a fever, I have a bad cough, bad cold, my body aches, got nasal congestion.
I must have given it to you because I had it for the last 2 weeks, and that last Monday when you guys recorded, it was like felt like I can barely breathe. My chest was really heavy, so it's going around. It's going around the country.
Like I came down with it on Thursday, kind of light symptoms or whatever, like light cough or whatever. And then by yesterday, man, like it was pretty full blown, like fucking hardcore, like fucking me up. And then today it just seems to have gotten a little worse. I'm trying to keep it, at bay. Like if it's a virus, there's nothing you could do about it, really. You kind of just have to let your body run the course.
Yeah. Right. I didn't get a flu shot this year, but I think it was more of a combination because I don't remember getting a sore throat or anything, but it was like a really bad cough and just like so congested, like in my chest. It was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Like I don't have a sore throat, but my chest is really congested. Like every time I breathe, I could feel the mucus in my fucking esophagus, trying to breathe in, you could feel the mucus raspiness in your chest or whatever as you breathe in.
Yeah.
And every time I cough, I'm like hacking up like blood and mucus and shit. It's pretty bad.
Gross. Man.
It's pretty bad, man. Like I don't know. I think I'm dying maybe. I don't know. Hopefully I'm not, but I mean, I don't know. It's pretty bad though. But yeah, big shout out to Twitter _Horrible Gamers where you can follow us, leave us a review on iTunes, Spotify is where you can go as well. Horrible Gamers Podcast community on Facebook. It's a closed group. And you post in there, stays in there. Shout out to our Patreons. I won't pull up the list right now because
we were not ready for this.
I'm just not ready.
We apologize.
Right now. I'm sorry. Go to Redbubble, get some stuff, some socks. Stay warm. I'm wearing a sweater right now because I'm fucking cold. It's so cold.
It's bad when you're wearing a sweater in your own home.
It's bad, dude. Like it's it's bad. Yeah, it's bad.
It's got a beanie on, everything.
Like today was 25 degrees outside, dude. It was fucking cold as fuck outside.
I was freezing this morning. Like even here in the, I guess you can consider it the North Bay of California, where it doesn't snow here, but it was like, man, it was like I got sweats on, I got socks, and the heater's blowing full blast. So it's been really cold.
On my way to work, I had the heater on full blast, man. I'm trying to stay warm on the way to work. On top of that, I'm sick, so I'm getting like cold chills and shit, so it doesn't help.
You know what's worse, Jesus? You know what's terrible is like, I guess I know what you're saying, right? Because we're, we got to get up early and get out the door and get to work. It's like working and gaming, I think, while I'm sick was like the worst.
Yeah.
I feel like they were equal.
I honest to God cannot game.
It's hard. It is tough.
Can't.
I tried for the last 2 weeks.
I really can't, dude.
Yeah.
I've tried. I've went and I've launched High on Life. Let's talk about what we've been playing. So I actually did play a little bit of High on Life. I beat the first mission or whatever, where you beat the Torx 9 or Torx 8. But after that, man, I've tried to go back in there, and the best thing I could do in that game that actually could sit there and do is watch that Paul Walker movie on the couch.
Oh gosh.
So I sat down.
That's crazy.
I sat down on the couch and I was watching that Paul Walker movie, man. And that Paul Walker movie was kind of cool.
Yeah,
so
I didn't know.
You know what it is, right? It's
anything about that movie. Yeah.
So listen, it's Paul Walker, right? Like back in like the early '90s or whatever, and he's like dating this chick,
Denise
and
Richards.
yeah, some really hot chick. I don't know who it is, but
She was
she's
from.
really hot.
I remember her from Starship Troopers. Like the first time I.
Yeah, yeah, that's where she's from. Yeah, it's that really hot chick from Starship Troopers. Anyways, he's dating her, and they're in high school or whatever, and like she has like an ex-boyfriend who's like a greaser type, like a dirty kid or whatever, you know, like some hobo kid or whatever, like the drug dealer in the school. And then Paul Walker's like the jock, right? So it ends up being where like the dude is her ex. He tries to fight Paul Walker or whatever, and they end up fighting, and they end up grabbing each other by the nuts.
I didn't watch that far.
Yeah, they end up grabbing each other by the nuts, and like the cops are like, "What the fuck's going on here?" You know, and like, anyways, ends up being that night. Paul Walker ends up going to the girl's house because she calls him over or whatever. So he sneaks into her house. He's about to hook up with this chick, right? They're all making out and shit. And this gang of dudes from the other dude's friends or whatever show up to this girl's house. Somehow they knew Paul Walker was there, so they walk in there and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna go get that motherfucker." And they just walk in, and Paul Walker jumps out the window and he's like running down the street or whatever. And yeah, I'm pretty sure like the whole gist of it is
You were into that movie.
Listen, Paul Walker gets beat up, Gunny, okay? He gets beat up like really bad by these guys, right? They almost like kill him, right? Like they fucking, like there's a bunch of them, so they whip his ass. They beat him with like a baseball bat, Gunny, all right? Poor Paul Walker,
Damn.
you know? And they end up taking Paul Walker to the hospital, and I think he's like dead or whatever, or like almost dying, so they have to transfer his brain. And they like transfer his brain to like a T-Rex.
No shit. Are you serious? Are you messing with me right now? It doesn't look like that's the way this movie's gonna play out.
They transfer his brain to the T-Rex, bro. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes.
This is a cornball B movie. I can see that already, just from the opening credits.
I'm just saying, bro, like I don't know. I'm pretty sure they transfer his brain to a T-Rex. Okay? And like he's now inside a T-Rex. So yeah.
Okay. I can't wait to see like the special effects on that. But I only made it as far as when they walk out together after she's dancing. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go play the game. But my wife's more that B movie watcher type, you know, thing. So it's about as far as I made it. I can watch Starship Troopers again. That's for sure.
Apparently this movie got re-released in 2019 as the gore version. And that one got 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
How much? What was the rating?
100%. Like
Damn.
across 7 reviews gave it 100% rating.
Wow.
Yeah.
Welcome, Mayo. What about you? Are you into the B movie, the Cornballs?
Oh, no.
No, me neither.
What are you talking about, bud?
Yeah, no. That's more for my wife and my mother. She would watch those all the time. I've always been the gamer, you know?
Right.
It's where I want to focus my time. But, I mean, you know, like, yeah, just never been a big movie. Unless, if there's a Marvel movie or a DC or, you know, a Matrix, like, I have to watch it. You know, it has to be sci-fi or...
Yeah, bro, watch this T-Rex movie, man. It's pretty good.
T-Rex movie, okay. No trip.
Movie on High on Life.
Yeah, man, it's
Yeah,
pretty good.
okay.
Listen, Mel, they transfer Paul Walker's brain into a T-Rex.
Okay.
Because, all right, Gunny, when they beat him up, right, they throw him into like this, into like some wildlife zoo park or whatever, and a fucking lion mauls his ass, dude. So that's why he's all fucked up, right? And then like, he ends up going to the hospital. His uncle's all fucked up, like, I'm fucked up. I'm an alcoholic uncle. And they're like, yo, uncle, your nephew is like dead. Like, he's like fucking dead. But can we like use his brain for science? And the uncle's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. So they put his brain inside the T-Rex, Mayo. But he still remembers like all his memories, right? He remembers the girl. He remembers the high school bullies. And then he goes and kills the high school bullies as the T-Rex.
I watched the beginning of it in the game. Because I
It's
was
a
like
full movie,
really
man.
confused.
It's the full fucking movie.
It's
Like
the
there's
full- yeah,
commercials and shit.
That's what I've researched that they're not only that, but isn't there like other movies that they put in there that they paid the
I'm
rights
pretty
for?
sure.
Yeah, there's like 2 other ones that you can watch, I think, as well, but they're not like the cartoons or something like that, or they're like more of a movie like as well. I'm not positive on the information, but I saw like information on Reddit the day it came out. And I was like, oh, cool, it's the full movie. Because I started watching it in the game, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure that's like young Paul Walker, And then I was looking up Reddit on some of the performance issues I was having on my PC that I thought was kind of weird. And they were talking about, there's a channel and they were talking about how it was a real movie, I was like, oh, that's cool.
That's kind of a cool thing. Yeah, that game is kind of fun, man. I really like the grapple hook thing. I like the knife. I like the gun.
Yeah. So
I like the how like there's everything you do in that game. There's some sort of dialogue for it. Like if you look at the wrong thing, if you look at something, or if you try to do something, like there's always dialogue for everything you do in that game.
It reminds me of Trover Saves the Universe, because the dialogue in that, same concept, same voices, and all that
Same
kind of
guy.
stuff. Yeah, and that game had.
oh
so
yes,
much
I remember that
dialogue in
game.
it.
Remember we were talking about that?
VR.
Not me. I never played it much.
I played it in VR, and it was
That's
a lot of fun.
Justin Roiland. So remember, people that don't know about Justin Roiland, he's the guy who created Rick and Morty and Solar Opposites. Those are like 2 cartoon animated shows. Definitely not for kids. They're more like adult theme animated shows. But like the voices that Justin Roiland does always sound the same to me. Like playing this game, I can hear like Morty.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean,
Morty
Morty's
is
there.
the gun. Morty is the gun. And like you can sort of hear like Rick in some of the other voices, because like I don't know if he does the voices for everything, but like I'm pretty sure he does a lot of the voices, right?
I haven't researched that far or seen anything on Reddit. I just know that, like, I mean, obviously, clearly that's Morty, right? I mean, it's his voice, so which is cool. So I'm literally playing it right now. I'm about 3 hours in.
Yeah, I really like that game, and then I like how I ran into the construction workers on like the 2nd level.
What are they, like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? What's going on there with tits?
And they're like trying to fucking talk shit to me. They're like, "Fuck you, man! Like, the fuck you think you're doing? Could fucking come in here and just fucking be some sort of superhero? Like, who the fuck do you think you are?" And I fucking shot him. And the other guy's like, "Hey, man, you just fucking shot my supervisor. What the fuck is wrong with you?" And then I shot him. And the other guys kept getting me shot. I shot all of them.
I killed all of them, but the one sitting on the little drum in the back.
I didn't kill
shot
him.
him too.
I didn't kill him.
You killed everybody but me. He's like, "That's cool. It's all right." They're like like my brothers or something, and he's like, "It's okay though. They were assholes or something." He says.
I was playing the other day, guys, and I mean, obviously, Morty, like I'm just going to call him Morty. I don't even know the gun's name, so he's like,
What is the gun's name?
I have no idea. But he talks all the time. And matter of fact, I just saw a thing pop up today because of probably an update where you can go into, I think it was like somewhere in the settings where you can make him talk less. And I'm like, why? He's great. I love him. He's funny. So, because really you don't have a voice. The gun has a voice. The knife has a voice. But I was texting you guys about this. What was it, Friday? Because I was really thinking about it at work, just how funny it was. Where, you go down to the slums. There's I guess you can call him a kid, right? Where he's like pushing you back. Like you can't seem to really get past him, even if you do get past him, right? Where he's more of a punk, right? He's like a young punk. And he just, obviously just talking the whole time, like talking shit to you the whole time. And I'm like, all right, I'm playing this kind of like passive where I'm not really like wanting to kill everybody. I just really want to hear what everybody says as long as I possibly can, right? Unless you run into a real enemy. So he's like just talking all this shit, right? And there's a guy to the left. I don't even know what the hell he's about. But so eventually I'm like, okay, I pulled the right trigger once. And Morty, I'll just call him Morty, the gun. He's like, what are you doing? Why are we really going to kill a kid right now? Is this really going to happen? Like just that total like Rick and Morty vibe, And I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this. Is there something I'm supposed to be doing? I'm thinking, right? And then these like drones come out, so I have to shoot them. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck this kid, right? He's going to die. I got to get past him. He can kiss my ass. And then you shoot him and Morty's like, oh my God, you really just killed a kid. We really just did that. There goes our ESRB rating. I'm just like, I'm laughing at this point. Right. And I'm thinking like, well, wait, maybe he's not really. No, he's dead. He's dead. I killed him. Literally, guys, like not even like 20 feet ahead on the left, there's a woman alien because everybody's an alien, right? Up on the left, there's an alien lady there, and she's like, yeah, my kid, he died today. And I'm like, and you're like, and Morty's like, really? What happened? You know, like it was just you, right? Like you literally just did it. Yeah. And then I think you could admit it, which is funny, right? You could say, yeah, that was me. I'm sorry. Really apologize for that. You know, like it didn't mean it to happen. And then she goes into this whole thing about, the mother goes into this whole thing about, well, you know what? He's really like 30 years old. So, you know, but technically in our, you know, species or whatever, it's like, he's kind of still an adolescent. But you know what? I told my boy, I said, look, you know, if you're going to talk shit and be a punk, right? Some psychopathic, gun-toting person is going to come along and shoot you in the face, right? So, and then she goes on, she's like, good on you, person, you know, you psycho, right? Like, I'm happy for you.
It's just regular murder.
Like, yeah, she's like, I'm proud of you or something, you know, good on you.
Like regular murder, not kid murder or something like that.
Yeah.
The gun's name is Kenny.
Okay. And she's just like, congratulations, right? Like, and then it's like, try to make you feel less shitty or whatever. Like, and you know what the cool thing about the game is? You can just keep going, right? You don't have to listen to her, you know, or anybody else. Well, outside of like, you know, proper game dialogue. But I was like, no, I got to hear this, right? And she just like, don't feel bad about it. You know, he deserved it. And, you know, it's just hilarious. But yeah, I mean, and then there are some.
This game is on Game Pass.
I know,
like,
me too.
Just because it's the easy access to all the kids. You know, like all the parents that probably aren't paying attention to their kids and what they're playing.
Yeah.
It's just on there for every kid that has Game Pass. You know, there's probably some 6-year-olds out there going, look at this game. It's cute. Right. It's got a talking gun.
And it's got cute cartoonish aliens like Rick and Morty, you know?
Why is it saying rip out your anal cavity or widen your anal cavity, Mom? You know?
Yeah.
The knife is so hilarious in there.
The knife is scene. Yeah, the knife cracks me up where, especially when you first pick it up and the knife's like, where's so-and-so? And you're like, I think she's upstairs, right? Or something, or she's not here in the slums. And then he's like, because I'm going to fucking decapitate her when I see her next. And then, of course, Kenny's over there. Kenny the gun's like, whoa, dude, hold on. Wait, we're just not going to start murdering people again. You know, like just try to reason with the knife. It's funny, you know, and you're holding both in your hand.
To stab yourself. He's like, stick me in your gut and turn me sideways or something.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I think it's good. Like, I don't find it annoying. I have no desire to like really like, you know, tone down the dialogue in this game because it's not like he's constantly talking. So unless you are annoyed by that, you probably, you know what? I'm going to say that right now, guys. Don't play this game, okay? If you're annoyed by the dialogue, don't play it. It's not for you. Yeah. But, so I'm just going to fast forward, guys, to where I'm at right now when we were texting about just before the podcast where I'm like, you know, you go to this village and I think I'm at, where am I right now, guys? I'm at where I'm going to kill Krubus. So I think it's like our second bounty because that's what you are, guys. In this game, you're playing as this bounty hunter because you've been teleported to this alien planet to basically escape, you know, Earth because it's under invasion. So but yeah, I ran into the Care Bears. If that's how old I am, guys, because I knew immediately when I ran into this bear that was like, yeah, our village has been taken over. We've been enslaved and, you know, we've been working in the mines. And I'm like, is that a fucking Care Bear? You know, from the 1980s or whatever. Sure enough, you know, it's a homage to the Care Bears. So I even had to Google it because I'm like, wait, maybe it's past my generation, you know, in my adulthood. But nope, it was from when I was a kid. So kind of cool. A lot of great, you know, retro video game stuff and movies and TV shows. So lots of that going on in here. As far as like combat goes, yeah, great. Really enjoying it. You know, you can evade by pressing B on the controller, or
I wonder if this game is a better controller game than a mouse and keyboard game.
I don't know. I tried it on both. So I played this on my PC at first, and then I actually went ahead and installed it on the Xbox One X, and it controlled fine. Even though I'm really bad with the controller, so it seemed to control fine and everything. It seemed natural, but it felt really good on the PC. So I feel like I'd rather just play it there. But the biggest thing I noticed on the One X Xbox side, it's got that old hobo hard drive in it.
So how's the loading times?
Yeah, so when you would go to a new area, that one time, Jesus, the level you were talking about with the construction workers, whatever, I was kind of going over to an area that I just gotten a key to the one that's like a mining guy or something like that, and he was like, "Oh yeah, the town's over there." I went off to the right, and it was like went to load in a section, and the game just like kind of froze, and it kept just saying loading, and then it would kind of play like almost like a warp kind of screen, like it was warping into like an area or something, and it would just like pause and then play and then pause and then play, and it kept saying loading at the bottom, and then it would finally load up and play, and it played fine after that.
I remember that, Mayo. I remember that from playing, not this game particularly, but playing on the Xbox One X. It would do that kind of that same thing with Assassin's Creed. I can't remember the name of the game, but it was one of the latest games on there.
Like Origin, maybe?
It wasn't an Origin. What was the newest one that
Odyssey was after
that? Right when I upgraded to the Series S. So it would kind of do that same thing.
Valhalla?
Thank you. Valhalla would do that same thing. And that's when I upgraded to the newest series of consoles.
So you just really noticed that the load time is so bad on that old Xbox. When I fire up a game on there, and like it's just taking forever to load.
Yeah, speaking of that, I had this game installed on my regular, like 2 terabyte, like regular hard drive. And I tried to move it to my NVMe, and like Xbox makes it so hard. Windows itself, I don't know what it is, makes it impossible to change your games to a new hard drive. It doesn't let you at all. And after searching like for hours upon hours upon hours on how to do it, I ended up having to format my NVMe. Once I formatted it, then it would let me change all my games over to the NVMe. Which I don't really mind that I had to format it, because all I have on the NVMe is games, right? So like I have like Call of Duty on there, I have Battlefield on there, I have most of my Steam library, and like a few other games from like Origin and shit, and Xbox or whatever now. But like I didn't have a lot of stuff on there, and all I did was launch Steam right away and re-download Call of Duty and all that shit. So, but yeah, it sucked having to reformat my drive. Like, can you imagine if you had files on there or whatever, like shit like that? Like, you'd lose it all, dude.
Yeah, you just don't switch, I guess, at that point,
And like, they make it really hard to do it. Like, they make it like for some reason, the computer tells me that I'm not the admin of this computer. I'm like, how the fuck am I not the admin? I'm the only user.
I've seen that before. I ran that problem on mine. It's just a weird Windows thing. It's
a security issue. It's a weird security issue because I know what you guys are. Well, I have a similar. No, not a similar issue, but okay, Mayo, you gave me that F drive. Remember that about what, year and a half ago? And that thing works great. Yeah. It's a hard drive. How much is it? Was it 1 terabyte, 2 terabytes?
1 terabyte.
It was 1 terabyte. So that thing works great. Yes, it takes a long time to load and drive, but it's got the space. So if you remember, Mayo, about not shortly after that, 6 months after that, I did get a 2 terabyte drive, internal. And so I want to say Steam recognizes it, but the Xbox app does not recognize that. But with that said, if I'm on, let's say I go to the EA Game Pass app, right, which is the EA Game Pass launcher sort of deal, right, which I think is great. I do love that app. Just a side rail from High on Life for a minute. That will recognize that D drive or F drive, so that I have. It's just odd. It kind of sucks, right? Because yeah, I can keep a lot of stuff on there from Steam, but Xbox does not recognize it. I've tried to look for fixes on it, and it's like, what the fuck, Here I am trying to load stuff on there, but Mayo, that 1 terabyte seems to work flawlessly. It takes a while to load, but games do work on it.
Right.
So I just had to reformat it, and then now I can put my games on there, which is what I did right away. I switched over all my games to that. But like I said, I haven't been able to really try it out because I haven't really played much of the game. Like, I think I did load into one of the levels. I clicked one of the bounties and I loaded in. And, like, there wasn't even a load screen, Gunny. Like, it just, like, it went into the teleporter. And then it, like, blinked out and then I was in the level. Like,
yeah.
It was pretty fucking fast.
It did freeze on me today. So for our listeners out there, I'm playing on the Xbox Series S and playing with a controller. And it did. I've been playing this for like at least a week now. So it did freeze on me when I tried to get out of the slums, but which it's not supposed to. It was not a teleport, but it felt like I was like, oh, I'm being teleported. Nope. It just crashed back to dashboard. So, and Mayo, I sent you a message earlier this week about that there was supposed to be some kind of 60 FPS upgrade. I don't know if that ever came through. Was that just for the Series X or the Series S versions of the games? But I don't know. I feel like it looks 60 frames according to my eyeballs, but
yeah, it probably does look like 60 frames on the PC. It kind of bothered me, like when I panned the camera around, it looked really kind of stuttery and kind of jittery, and that's what led me to putting it on the Xbox to actually see if it did the same thing on there, and it did. So like when I put it on the Xbox, it had the same kind of feel to it to me. So I feel like it's just locked at 60 frames on the PC version yet.
You never know, because I believe it's out on everything: PS4, PlayStation 5, Xbox, the new consoles, the old One X, the PC on Steam. So yeah. Again, I haven't researched it. I've just been jumping in and playing it and having a great time with it. So,
you guys think it's a $60 game? Evan and I were talking about this. Do you think or is it just a good Game Pass game?
I don't know how long it takes to beat. I don't know if it was
8 hours.
About 8 hours. Like that's always controversial, right?
Yeah.
Even for like one of the greatest games that are out there. But so far, I do feel. I'm gonna say right now, it feels like a 60. I paid $70 for this, guys. I think this is my first. No, Callisto Protocol was a $70 game. So, would I pay $60 for this game? Yeah. Would I pay $70, which is probably what it really is on Steam or the latest consoles? But I probably would.
Yeah,
that's a schmaybe. How about that? A schmaybe.
Maybe.
According to reviews, I don't even really watch much on the review section, so. I've just been like pouring through like, your Twitters and stuff like that. Just, getting little bits of information on how this game really is. So, yeah, like the only negative I've seen just kind of browsing through was not all the one-liners hit or whatever, which is true, right? Not every one-liner is going to be hilarious, or so comical that you're going to laugh your head off. But yeah, some are kind of stupid, but a lot of it is, like some of that dialogue that I've talked about is, great moments and it's funny and it continues to be, to hit the beat. How about that? Right? Every time, it's each level I go through, not level, but, as I progress, it's great, right? Great combat. Shooting feels good. Dodging mechanics, your knife, your gun, everything feels good. So
does this game have ultra wide support, Jesus?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Technically a smaller title, I guess you could say. If it would have ultra wide support or not.
No, it does.
I would say this is like a double A title, not a triple A.
Yeah, something like that.
I'd say a double A myself.
I mean, this is the second game that this guy releases, right? I mean, Trover Saves the Universe was the first one.
Is that his first one? Yeah.
And they were both made by Squanch Games. So, yeah. And Squanch is a character in Rick and Morty.
Right. Yep. That I know because I watched this with my kids.
The feral cat or whatever.
Yeah.
His name is Squanch the cat. It's fucking funny.
Mayo, what did you think about the two matter of fact, I want to call them Trovers. I don't know what to call them. The two bowling ball heads at the entrance to the slum.
Oh yeah. Which color did you guys choose?
So I chose, after they're talking about, these are like, what are they? Are they Trovers? Is that what they are? So they're talking about,
kinda.
like, they're talking about like, choose my door. One's blue, one's red. And he's like, who do you like better? Who do you like better? And I pretty much said,
wasn't like which one was better looking.
Yeah, well, who's better looking, right? And they're both exactly the same thing, just different colors. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to choose or something, or I think that's what I chose at first. I'm like, I don't know. How about I not choose? And then they're like, no, you got to do it. You got to do it. So I chose blue or whatever, right? I fucking knew it. You like me better, you know? I'm the best looking, whatever, you know? And then I think even after that, where you're like, okay, no, you have to choose again, right? And then I'm like, oh shit, is this like a trick or something where if I choose blue again, like I'm going to get shot at or some crazy shit? So I chose red, and red's like, fuck yeah, you love me. I'm the best, right? Fuck you, blue, right? Or something. And then you can kiss my ass.
Red was kind of like the shy one. It seems like I chose red as well. And then I did watch a video of showing somebody the dialogue in the game. When he came up to it, the person in the video, I think it was IGN's video, they chose blue. And the blue one seemed more arrogant. He was like, I told you I'm the better looking one.
Yeah.
And then he was kind of like dogging the red one,
And then it's funny because
more like, oh, thank you for recognizing me for once.
And then red. So then red for me was like, you know what? Use my door anytime you feel like it, right? And blue's over there, just still going off. You literally walk through like the turnstile. Is that what those are called? And it's the same, at least to the same exact place, right? It's like, because even like blue was like, you'll never ever use my door. It's like, it's the same place, You walk through and you see blue over there. It's like, all right, okay, that was funny. All right, moving on. But it was great dialogue, right? It really like it. Like I said, it just keeps. It's quick. It's it's comical. So.
I like the game.
Yeah, fun stuff.
I need to play more of it. But what else have I been playing this week? A little bit of Call of Duty, not as much as you guys would think. It's just I haven't had the time. I've been really working a lot this week, and then I got sick towards the end of the week, so I haven't really gamed much. But yeah, I want to get back to Call of Duty. I want to try the new raid. I hear it's a thing now. It's in there. I need to check that out. But a game that I tried this week with Brink actually was Warhammer 40k Darktide.
I tried that. It didn't work on my PC for some reason. I don't know what it was. Jesus, real quick, I installed it. It didn't load. It went to a black screen on my PC, right? Because it's not on console. It's on Xbox Game Pass. Then I uninstalled it. And Jesus, normally I never have a problem, right? Because it's just going to play in the lowest settings or whatever, or medium. Installed it again. I got to the hub world, and then it said something about connection issue when I finally got to where I needed to go. And I was like, wait, did I get kicked out of a match? What happened? And I said, you know what, Jesus? Fuck this. I uninstalled it. But go ahead. I've been seeing gameplay. It looks good.
Warhammer Darktide is pretty much, think of any game like Left 4 Dead, Back 4 Blood, World War Z. It's a 4-player co-op game where you go in and do missions. And now the missions all have different objectives. Sometimes it's like scan these computers for data, release this thing or whatever, or like...
It's got a little Destiny 1 in there.
Kind of, you have to go into the mission and you got to do objectives and you got to keep pushing down the hallways or whatever. I really like it. I think it's a fun game. I like the aesthetic of it. I like the way it looks. I think that they really nailed that down. The one downside to it is the performance that I was having with it. It was really terrible. I mean, even when I fixed my computer, because at first my RAM was all fucked up, so like I was getting like really shitty frame rates. Then I fixed that, but even then I was hopping around from like 130 frames down to like 70 down up to 90, then back up to 130. And it wasn't consistent. It was like constantly flowing up and down between those frame rates. And I don't know about you guys, but me personally, when I'm playing a game and it's doing that constantly, it makes me pissed off because it reduces my experience in the game. Like I feel like it's slowing me down when it's hopping around those frame rates. I don't know what it is, man.
What if it's 70 to 90? Is that
It's not as bad, but like when it's dropping down, it's the worst, right? When you're playing. Right. And it's going from 130 to 90, you will notice that people were like, well, it's still above 60. Well, yeah, it is, but you're going to notice 130 to 90. Like, you're just going to notice.
Going from 60 to 30. You know, if you're used to 60 and it drops to 30, you know, you're like, oh, what's this? You know, like.
Yeah, so you're like, what the fuck? And that's kind of what happened to me with that game. It was pissing me off. But I really like the game, Mayo. I like the aesthetic. I like the world that I'm in. The characters are kind of cool. The hub world's kind of cool. I haven't unlocked everything in the hub world because I haven't played much of it. Right. But I want to really play this game and go back in there and try it again. I know that recently it got 2 new patches this week.
Maybe I'll try it again.
I know there's a content update for it this week, actually. There was a new trailer that dropped for some new content. That's pretty fast. It's good to see that they're dropping content for it already. But yeah, hopefully the performance is better with this new update and they get that shit fixed. But Warhammer 40k Dark Tide, it's a pretty cool game, man. It's like a shooter. And like I said, the aesthetic is really cool.
Or is it like...
Not really, no. It's just you go in there and you're just shooting shit. Shooting.
Like Back 4 Blood.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I saw the Left 4 Dead style type thing, even though it's not really that. But I was thinking, guys, before I saw gameplay, I'm like, oh, so it's like, is this like a Gears of War thing where it's horde mode or something? Or hold the objective? What's going on here, you know?
And some of the locations of the maps, it's kind of does turn into horde mode because like it'll be like, oh, this pylon came up out of the ground. Okay, now one of you guys has to go down there and grab this battery pack thing out of it. And now you got to carry this battery pack thing across the room and install it into this machine. And now you got to do that 4 times. Well, every time you go and grab a new battery pack, a bunch of enemies spawn and start coming into the room and start chasing you around. So, like, your teammates kind of have to be watching your back, you know what I mean? And fucking the people up or whatever. And then you do unlock guns. Like every time you finish a match, you get like some coins and some XP, which unlocks different weapons. The XP unlocks the different tiers of weapons, but you still have to buy them with the coins. So it's kind of like an incentive to go back in there and keep grinding the missions. And just like not like Left 4 Dead, but like Back 4 Blood and World War Z, you can increase the difficulty of the missions. So when you select the mission, you can select it to be extremely difficult, like impossible. You can select it to be like 2nd, 3rd, 4th. I think there's like 5 different scales of difficulty. And like I played it in like the 2nd scale difficulty, and like I got my ass kicked by these enemies. Like our team was getting wrecked, dude. I was like, holy shit, these guys just keep coming at us. Like we stood no chance. But yeah, it is what it is. That mission was kind of shitty because I had the stupid scanner thing, and I had to pull up the scanner, right, Gunny, to like scan for like, I don't know, I was scanning for something that was infected with some disease or something. So I had to go and collect the item, and it was 3 items per section. So like I had like this little scanner in my hand, and it would beep, it would go beep, 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 and I would have to like get closer and closer, and it would beep louder and louder. And when I was right in front of the item, it would kind of beep really loud and it would highlight the item. The problem with that was when you're using the fucking stupid beeper thing, it wouldn't let you use a gun.
Oh, yeah.
So if you have an enemy coming at you and they're just hitting you, it's like, well, fuck, if nobody's watching my back, I'm going to go down right away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's one of those games where you probably have to know where it is already so you can use the gun until you really need the scanner.
Yeah, maybe.
So it's got that replayability issue or thing to it. Definitely games from
another.
I'll try it. I'll download it again this week.
Yeah.
Shooting looks solid. I like the enemies and characters in that Warhammer.
Yeah,
universe.
it's a cool game, man. I like it a lot. I said, I'm trying to think of what else I played this week. Oh, I did. I played some Ready or Not with Nipron, Mayo.
Oh, okay.
Ready or Not just got a new content update, their major content update for December. This content update adds 5 new maps, 5 new locations, Mayo. That's a lot, actually. These are finished maps. They finished the hospital map is now finished. So you remember the hospital map was like a test level?
Yes.
That's now finished. It's like a full-fledged 3-story map. They've added a post office. They've added a prepper house, like these like crackheads that live in the woods. Like it looks like an Alex Jones prepper home, man. Like it's like some cult shit going on in the woods.
Jim Jones.
Yeah, some like cult shit going on in the woods. They added like some other map where there's like child pornography going on, and they added some other map there's like something else going on. Like all these maps are fucked up. There's a fucked up situation going on in all these maps, and you have to go in there as the cops and fuck these people up, right? And so playing it, the post office map is kind of cool, Mayo. It's just like a big ass post office, and then like you get to go to the back of the post office, and there's like packages and conveyor belts and like fucking bad guys everywhere, like a bunch of hiding spots for them. There's a parking lot in the back of the building. There's people hiding everywhere in offices and shit. The prepper house one was kind of weird because that one only has like the mode which like barricaded suspects, but there's only two people in that house.
Really?
Yeah. It's really weird. Like, there's only 2 people in that house, but the people are very detailed. Like, I remember looking at them and like the guy's wearing like he looks like fucking Walter White from Breaking Bad. He's wearing like a hazmat suit, and he has like this fucking gas mask on, and he has like some fucking apron on, and like the other dude is dressed like some sort of satanic cult member or something, dude. Like he has like face paint and like horns on his head and shit. It's really weird. They're like cult members because when you walk into the house, it's like super barricaded. Like the windows are all barricaded and shit. And you walk in there and there's like a projector screen on the living room, and it's flashing, and it's like all this cult symbols and shit, like some weird Illuminati shit on the screen. It's like, what the fuck's going on in this house? And so yeah, there's that going on in that map. They've also added the ability for the enemies now, Mayo. They can now crawl into air vents. They can also crawl under desks. They can crawl under beds. They can crawl in between like if there's like a space in the wall, like between rooms, if there's like a space that they can crawl through, they will crawl through that space to get to the other room. Like a guy did that.
Thought they could keep improving that AI. Like that AI is so good and so merciless already.
Yeah.
And they keep adding new features all the time. It never amazes me.
That shit where the guy crossed through the wall, man, some guy did that to me. Because I ran into this dude, he was like on this fucking like room. He started shooting at me, so I back up and I go back into the room ready to kill him. And he's fucking gone, and my guys in the other room are shooting at him. So like he fucking crawled through the wall and went to the other room. And like it's like, what the fuck? It was kind of crazy.
Fucking tweakers, man.
And also
smoke them.
Also, the AI now they're smarter based on what faction they belong to, Mayo. So there's like 3 different or maybe 4 different types of enemies, I would say at this point. So there's like the regular basic like street gang member, right? Like that's like the low level thugs or whatever. They're like the street thugs or whatever. There's like the terrorists, like actual terrorists. These guys plant the bombs. There's fucking like the guys that are like private security, like they wear like suits and shit. Like they wear like body armor and like suits. And then there's like some like crazy crackhead prepper AI that like those guys are just fucking crackhead crazy prepper AI. Like they're just weird.
They're whacked out, man.
But the more like the different levels of AI can communicate better, and they can actually plan better against you. So like these guys that are like security, like private security guys, those guys actually talk to each other on their walkie-talkies, and they actually plan to come hunt you down and shit. And like the game members, they're kind of like more scattered around. They kind of have like less of a.
They're not really organized.
Yeah, they're not so organized. And also, every faction now has a leader. So if you kill the leader, it kind of throws off the faction a little bit, right? Because if you take out the leader, or if you arrest the leader, it kind of makes the other people surrender more or whatever. Like it makes them want to give up more or whatever. So like I said, Ready or Not, really cool maps, really cool updates. They got like a new server map as well. It's like a data center or whatever. That's kind of a cool map. It's like a big ass data center. That one was kind of hard. I got killed like 0.3 seconds into the match. Some guy came up behind us and shot everyone.
Right
No
away.
one.
Wow.
Well, like I was thinking to myself, why is the guy behind us not watching our back? Like you should know, as being the guy in the back, you should be watching the back so no one comes up on us. And yeah, so we all died. And that map was kind of weird for me because when I was playing with Nipron, right, I died right away. And like you know how it goes into the camera view, Mayo, like you know you see the helmet cam of the people that are still alive or whatever, and you're watching them. Dude, that made me feel sick. I don't know what it was, Mayo. It's the second time this happens to me playing that game. It made me feel really sick. Like I feel like I was gonna puke.
Is it not because you're sick, possibly?
No, it was because it made me feel sick.
Even with this new monitor? Is that the one you're using?
No, because this has happened on my old monitor too.
Wonder if it has something to do with like the FOV that they're using for that little camera. It may be a little different FOV than what you're used to.
Right.
Maybe.
It could just be the exact. That's another thing I was thinking where I've seen that in reviews. Not in reviews, but just general people that were reviewing monitors. And we're talking about that FOV.
And like I felt really sick, dude. Like I was sitting here watching him play or whatever, watching them play. And you know, I was dying quite a bit, so like I was a lot of times watching people play. And just sitting here watching, like I would get sick. I would start feeling queasy. I'm like, bro, like I feel like I want to puke right now. Like honestly, I had to get up and walk away from the game. And then I came back and I just told Nipron, like, hey, dude, there's no way I can keep playing this. Like I feel sick right now. Like I feel like I'm gonna throw up. And it was really weird, man, because it's the second time that happens to me with that game. And it doesn't happen to me while I'm actually playing the game. It only happens when I'm watching the spectator camera or whatever. I don't know, man. Something about that spectator cam that fucks me up.
Yeah, maybe it's like a little bit of camera shake that goes with it, or something. Yeah.
I don't know if it's like the point of view. I don't know what the fuck it is, dude. But I felt like shit. I felt like I was like, man, I'm gonna throw up right now. And like I even told Nipron, like I gotta go, bro. He's like, are you alright? I'm like, yeah, it's not you, man. Like it's the fucking game, you know. Like it's not that I don't want to play with you. I do, but like I can't keep playing if I feel sick. And I kind of felt bad, you know, because I was playing with Nipron. He's a cool cat.
Yeah.
But
Haven't seen
it kind of
it
sucks
lately. But I know what you're saying. Like I think it's I'm trying to think of another good example. Mayo, what's that game that you and my son plays it all the time? Not 7 Days to Die, but it has the fucking whatever it is. It's like so you know how when the whole screen moves a little bit when it moves around, you know, when you're watching spectator mode. Ooh, I don't like that.
Right.
That just gets me every time. For some reason.
And maybe there's a setting I can go in there and change that can fix this issue for me. I just haven't really looked into it. Because I have like the spectator camera set to like 100 FPS or something, or maybe higher. I don't know what it is, man. Like, it's really weird. But that game is great. It runs great. It looks great. The graphics are actually really fucking good, man. Like I was like, damn, this game looks fucking good. And it does have ultra wide support and shit. And it like I said, it plays great. It fucking looks great. And I look forward to playing more of it. You know, I can't wait till 1.0 releases eventually, and they add more content to that game. It definitely feels like this is what Rainbow Six Siege wanted to be in the beginning. You know, like the first,
Yeah.
not Siege, but Patriots or whatever the fuck.
Oh
that other
yeah,
one was
Patriots.
called.
Yep. Gosh, that was back right before the
2000.
launch of the Xbox One. Yep.
It feels like this is what that game was supposed to be. Because I mean, like bro, you're breaking into places, Mayo, and like there's some fucked up shit going on in these places, man. Like there was one place where like you went in there and there's like a bunch of women shit, you know, and they're like, oh, like there's a bunch of women and like they're half naked and like there's like all these like photo sets and you're like, what the fuck is going on here?
I think
like,
I've seen that level.
and you're like, what the fuck's going on in this level, bro? Some fucking child pornography ring or something
Crazy
here.
shit going on here. Waste
Yeah,
everyone,
man.
man.
So yeah, you shoot everyone. No mercy. Yeah.
You sick fucks. You're gonna die.
Kill them all. Yeah. But yeah, shout out to Nightbomb for having me play Ready or Not with him.
I'm waiting for it to go
And,
on sale. I've been looking at it. I don't like it when it's like 12% off. I'm like 12's not enough, man. You need to go 30.
that game
30%
is
off.
good though.
Yeah.
How much is that game? Like $30?
Something like that. Yeah, when it's like $26, I'm like, nah, you need to bring it down to 20 for me to buy it.
You can get it for 27 right now on CD keys.
CD keys.
Unless you buy the supporter edition, it's just $75.
Ooh, a little too much. I've already bought some games on Steam, guys. I did buy some last week.
They yeah. So
Along with
play that game.
Xbox.
What have you guys been playing? I want to go get a drink of water. I'm dying.
Take a break, man. Take a break. Yeah, what have I been playing over the last couple weeks? But so I want to mention right off the bat, I've been texting you guys, but so I did get the new iPad Pro. So, I've always had one. I don't know how long have I had this thing, Mayo? Like 5 years, 6 years?
Oh, as long as I can remember, yeah.
Gosh, probably 6 years. It still runs goodish, right? It takes a while to kind of warm up, from a cold start. But, and normally I would just leave it on, like when I'm home on the weekend, it just kind of stays on the charger, right? Doesn't have a long charge. But so because I like that higher refresh rate, because I've always had this thing. I don't know what the refresh rate is on it. But I believe it's the same hertz as the older one, so it's probably over 100, right? Because I think the a standard iPad has 60, so just like your standard televisions. So yeah, I've always liked the higher refresh rates for for Twitch, for YouTube, for any videos that I'm watching or movies or whatever it might be. So the but yeah,
up to 120 hertz.
Is it 120? Yeah. So I've always liked that. So we did go into T-Mobile. We got our iPhone 14s. I've upgraded from an 11 Pro Max. My wife and kid had the just the regular 11s, and so I did go with the standard iPhone 14. I said, no, I really don't need the Pro. Yeah, I can watch my videos and stuff while I'm at work. In the 60 hertz. That's fine. But I said, no, this iPad Pro has to be, 110, 120, whatever it is, right? The new MK1 chipset, right? So this is a 2022, I think it's a 4th generation. And so this is the 11-inch, 128 gig. I kind of went right in the middle. I really wanted the 256, I can just download a whole bunch of Apple Arcade games with it. But 128's good, right? Because that old iPad only had 32. So
wow, isn't that crazy? I think I only had 32, but
yeah,
back in the day, that was good.
It was super limited, right? You figure how many apps can I put on it? You can put a bunch of apps, but you really can't put any real games on it. So it's not a music device for me or whatever to store videos, because I do pay for the what is it? You get 100 gigabytes or 200 gigabytes, for extra storage in the cloud.
Like a cloud data, yeah.
Yeah, which is great for like photographs, right? I'm always taking pictures, photographs with it, especially on my phone. Everything goes to the cloud. Boom, boom. that fills up pretty quick, man, especially over, a 2-year period or whatever. So I'll probably do the family plan is probably what I'm going to do on that, especially in the cloud. Because my wife's is like, man, how did I get so many? I'm like, well, you've been taking pictures for the last 5 years, everything goes to the cloud. I can't even sync it, Mayo, on my computer unless I use like the F drive or the D drive, right? Because everything has to stay in sync, and it just, man, it's like so many gigs even on a computer. So I pretty much froze that portion of it. So, but again, I'm paying for it. Everything's in the cloud. It was real easy to transition to the new iPad. All my apps are there, and yeah, it's great. So I love it. I like watching, movies on it. Got my movie box, my YouTube, Twitch is my voodoo, all that good stuff. So I need to get a stand for it. So, and I guess the other added bonus, right? I didn't have to go pay, what is it? Was it $800 or whatever the hell it was? Almost 900. So, if you get it through like T-Mobile or Verizon or whatever it might be, AT&T, right? You're going to pay for that over the next couple of years. So,
oh yeah, the little installment payments.
Well, they're not installment payments. They're more for the service. Yeah, and I guess there is that, right? So, what we do, this is what we will do, right? What we did the last time, 5 or 6 years ago, is you keep that service, right? Because it does have a SIM card to it, and so it's got like its own separate kind of phone number / data plan to it. So you cancel that service after 30 days. Because I never use that iPad outside of the house. Like, I don't walk around on the fucking street with an iPad, Like, who does that?
Right,
so,
right.
And I thought, oh, well, what if we go out to, we go to a hotel in another town. Everybody's got Wi-Fi, You're not going to use the cell phone service. So,
yeah.
So, yeah, we'll probably do that after 30 days and just cancel that and I just use Wi-Fi at home. So, I've got fast Comcast and works perfectly, and it is nice having 5G on the phones, so that helps. It's a little bit quicker. It doesn't quite work where I work at my job place. So again, being inside the building, T-Mobile sucks over there.
Yeah,
so.
it's the same way at my work. I have 5G and just internet in general. So I'm in a big metal building,
Yeah,
a big warehouse, and it just your connection's not that good. So I always just put my phone in airplane mode actually and use their Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
I can
exactly.
still text and all that stuff through it. So
yeah, I can't use my Wi-Fi at work for, I didn't ask for the password, but we used to have one. But unless you've got AT&T over there, because, every Target has like a, AT&T tower to it. So, which is kind of right next to my job place. So I don't know. Really, I'm just working and not really using the phone that much unless it's like end of the day, Then I'm like, man, I really could use it. But so far, so good. The phone's great, very responsive. Not a pro, but it also has that 128 gig. So lots of stuff for like, for example, when I'm using, I like Spotify. I understand I do get the free Apple Music for 3 months or 6 months through the Xbox Game Pass promotion or whatever, but it's like, nah, I don't know. I like Spotify, so I don't mind paying the $10 a month.
I've never used the app one. I've gotten it free a couple of times, and I just use Spotify.
Yeah. Spotify is great, right? So, I recently did a deal, right? They're always popping up where you get 3 months for $10, right? Instead of just paying $10 a month. So you get an extra 2 months out of it. So I'll probably do that. And the thing I like about it, I think it works out perfectly for me because I am a truck driver and there are areas that I do go to throughout the day, and especially on Friday where there is no service at all for T-Mobile. So it's great. The music keeps playing, the podcasts keep going, right? Which those are downloaded anyway. But yeah, I do love that service where, there's no interruption, there's no commercials. Yeah. Got my earbuds going and everything. So now we got cameras installed on the truck, Mayo, right? Watching me. They're not a 24-hour thing, but so got my music bumping, my podcast going, everything's good.
Can't be playing any snow runner or mud runner anymore. They got cameras watching.
Not while I'm driving. That's the thing. And not while I'm driving. I'm not supposed to. So no bowl of cereal in my lap while I'm, driving on the freeway.
No more Twitter while you're driving down the road.
Right. No more taking Twitter pics and sending them out to the news media companies and getting on the news, on the camera. So, yeah, I try to keep it, in its little holster and not do that. But back to games. Back to the good old video game stuff. Let's see, new iPad. Oh, one other thing I want to mention here, because I'm pretty excited about it, is I am upgrading my PC. I think it's going to be more of a slow process. I have been talking to you about it, Mayo and Jesus. As far as like, a new CPU, a new motherboard, that's what I really need, I think. Yeah, great. I'd love to have a new GPU, eventually. I think, who knows, could come sooner than later, right? So, yeah, I'm still looking at things, Mayo. I'm still trying to keep things in the cart in Amazon, right? The wife loves Amazon. So, looking at some of the Asus graphics cards. So nothing specific right now, right, to talk about on the podcast as far as like, this is the one I'm getting. But I am looking at that i7 Mayo. Is it because I currently have the Hobo one, right? The 2700. And
you had like the 7700, didn't you?
Is it? Let me see here real quick, because
I thought you had like the old i7 7700, and it's just getting old.
It is. It's only 4 gigahertz, right? So this is the 6700.
Okay.
So yeah, what are we talking? Like 8 cores, 6 cores? Another reason why probably that Warhammer game didn't work, right? So it's on its last leg. It's there where I can't even play Game Pass games.
13th gen now, so you're talking
12
or like 7th
gen, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna get the new i7. I'm gonna get the new motherboard, right? So those are kind of the two standard things that I really want. And I figured, you know what, if anything, going forward, and I don't have the new GPU, I can still plug my current 1070 Ti into this thing and it would work. So I figured like, hey, I'm a leg up, and it's still the same socket, right? I think it's the LGA.
It's probably a little different. I think your old 6700 was on a I can't remember the socket name, but I think they've changed a couple years ago. Intel likes to change their sockets, where A and B like to leave the same on there, and you can kind of swap out your CPUs pretty easily on an A and B motherboard.
Right, because
Intel likes to update their stuff all the time and make you change out motherboard and CPU. So
right, because I was like, oh, this is a cool motherboard, and I'm like, wait, why does it say whatever it was? It could have been a 1200 or something. I'm like, oh, because it's set up for like DDR5. I'm like, oh, no wonder. Okay, damn, that's a really nice motherboard. I want it, but yeah, then I'd have to get the i9. I'm like, you know what? I'm not ready for that leap yet. I'm still like, going into that 5 hertz, 5.4 hertz. On that Intel chip. So yeah, it's like, ouch, like, do I really want to pay $900 for this and $1,200 for that? So, I am looking at a really good motherboard. So, also looking at some of that Corsair, 850 watt power supply. So, man, that'd be a nice boost. I don't even know what I have in here. It's probably like 300 or something. So yeah, excited for a nice PC upgrade. And one other thing, guys, I've also been looking at, this is another possibility as to, again, I got the Series S, so I'm looking at getting the Series X, Mayo. And so I'll probably do that through Target, and that is the all access. So that's what, $35 a month, for your Game Pass Ultimate plus, the Series X. So look at that.
Verizon has that offer as well. I thought about maybe picking that up. It's like $35 a month, and you get Game Pass with it for 2 years, a Game Pass Ultimate and the console. Yeah.
So you can get it at GameStop. Walmart, I think, does it. So Best Buy definitely does it. So yeah, definitely. I think it seems like a good deal. So, yeah, look at it. All those things for the holidays. So not all going to happen at once, but speaking of games here, guys, Callisto Protocol, I've been dabbling in it. I don't know. I was, about a week and a half ago, I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about how like the combat is basically or the dodge mechanics are like the old Punch Out game. And I'm like, yeah, I wanted to say that on the podcast the last time. Like it totally reminded me of like an old Punch Out game. So with the dodge mechanics. And I just don't like it. It's not for me. I know I'm going to play the game again, but how much I have no idea. So not having a great time with those dodge mechanics. So the old freeze gun or, where you could pick an enemy up and, throw them into something is kind of cool. But I don't know. I'm going to try and muddle my way through this game as much as possible. So
yeah, I mean, it's an expensive game. So
yeah, I paid $70 for this game and I'm like, man, I really feel like, I kind of regret that purchase in some ways. So, but other than that, I mean, it looks good. I haven't had any freezing issues or crashes or anything like that. Again, not really far into it. But yeah, definitely not really enjoying that as much. So I feel like the upgrades are a little cheap too, where it's like, oh, you need to find more of these things to, go to this upgrade station to, upgrade your baton or something, or your health or some shit. So it's like, man, they need to put more of those in there. They're really fucking like, I don't know. They're just like frugal on that. So I don't like it, guys. I don't like it.
What was that, Jesus?
What game is this?
Callisto Protocol. I was just saying how I don't like the dodge mechanics and
you don't like it?
No, but I do. There's something about it. I just don't care for it. So I don't like the dodge mechanics. It's not doing it for me. But I mean, obviously the melee, right? And then you do get a pistol, you get a weapon or whatever, but that you can upgrade, get an extra shot. You get 7 shots instead of 6 or whatever. Like, yeah, like, I don't know. How about give me 10 or something? I know as you go on more into the game, you can get an SMG or something and upgrade the baton even more. But again, that's just like an added shot on top of your melee. So, right? Hit the enemy 3 or 4 times like Punch Out. Again, get ready to evade, right? Because the punch is incoming. So, and I kind of swore also that it talked about where it's a almost like a block, right? Where I'm like, didn't I unlock the block, but I maybe don't know how to use it? Where I come in for a block and I can kind of break his attack, an enemy attack, and then, continue to melee. But I don't know. Guys. I kind of gave up steam on this a little bit, but God of War, I haven't really played much of it, like I said, busy, sick, work, whatever. It's like, God, Henley, turn the PS5 on, play some more of that. So need to get it back into more God of War. So another game I played on Game Pass is called Ghost Lore. Have you guys seen this game? I think it's just on the PC. So Ghost Lore it's a 2D isometrical. It's like Diablo 2. If you remember the original Diablo 2. So Jesus, you might like this game, Ghost Lore. It is it's an East Punk RPG where you're fighting monsters from the Southeast Asian folklore. So it's you're just picking up all kinds of crap right after you're fighting these enemies. And
wait, repeat that.
Okay, so this is it's like Diablo, right? So isometrical, it's East Punk, right? Not West Punk, it's East Punk RPG, where you fight monsters from the Southeast Asian folklore. I want to say it's 64-bit style type game. Yeah, I'm going to go 64 on this one.
Is it Ghost Song, Gunny?
No, it's Ghost Lore.
No, Ghost Lore. Huh?
Yeah, so...
I was trying to find it.
Again, it's one of those things where you can pick up a million different items, take them back. Just like in Diablo 3, where you can create the portal, go back to the hub world, right? And then, and sell all that stuff. Yeah.
Interesting. What else you been playing over there, Gunny? Gunny's got sidetracked. I guess I'll just jump in real quick. Gunny has a conversation going on over there. But Jesus, I got big news over here.
Big news.
Yeah. I know you can tell you're all excited over there.
Yeah, big
No,
news.
I've finally a lot of people ain't gonna know yet, but I ran across a PS5 finally in store, and I've been
Ooh.
able to pick up a PS5. So my game library, my backlog has jumped quite significantly. Um, so I started off how I ended up finding this thing. I was actually just shopping for one of my kids. I was looking at Best Buy on the website, and I was going through, and I'm like, I'm just gonna see if they have any PS5s. I always kind of check every time I'm on Best Buy's website. I type in PS5 and it shows a couple, and that's what it always has done. And it showed like God of War edition. So I'm like, I just click on it. It says like, it had like an add the cart button there. And I'm like, oh yeah, they've always made you have their little what's that little tech program they make you pay for? It's like an extra $200 or something like that. That total tech package or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
But they always had you have to pretty much have that to be able to have access to one, or at least they would let you know when they had them in stock. But I just went ahead and click add a cart, and then it was like, we're placing you in line. And I'm like, okay. Well, typically I've seen that a billion times. I expected it to say, oh, something went wrong kind of thing, and
Yeah.
next thing I know, it was like, enter your payment information, the item is added to the cart. And so I went ahead and put my information in, and I went and picked it up a couple hours later. Um, I ended up picking up the God of War edition, the Ragnarok, and took it home. Or I ended up taking it. I went straight to work from there. Then the next morning, I was able to set it up and get it going. And so I started downloading like a ton of games, and I went ahead and subscribed to the PS Plus, the middle tier. So and it had a good amount of old PS4 games that I've never gotten to play on there. So I went ahead and downloaded the Ghost of Tsushima. Jesus, I downloaded Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I downloaded the 2018 God of War. It came with it, the new God of War Ragnarok. And then I picked up the new Horizon Zero Dawn. And then I installed Stray and a whole bunch of stuff. So I have this huge backlog to play all of a sudden now. But I wanted to go through God of War first. I actually, through the PS Plus, I downloaded the 2018 God of War. So I'm starting to grind my way through that. Because just trying to run through it just to get a feel of where the gameplay is and then how the story goes. I could have done the recap or whatever on the new one, but I just didn't feel like doing that. I wanted to kind of experience the first game a little bit, just get the experience of it. And so, I mean, I had it on PC, but I could never it never just kept holding my attention long enough on PC. But I thought, maybe on the couch, on the TV, maybe I'll stay there longer sessions playing. And since the Xbox is all or the PlayStation is all new, I went ahead and started messing around with that, and I started firing that up more often. And I've been playing a lot of the 2018 God of War. I think I'm about halfway through, so I just got done fighting Thor's two sons, and they end up killing one of them, and the one runs off, and you get like a scribe thing where you can like chisel these mirrors, and it's like a passageway, it's like a shortcut. Is where I'm at. So I just got done killing like a frost giant, or not? There's like a frost giant level. It's like all snow and. So basically, it's like a final breath before Thor killed him, kind of thing.
Nice.
I don't know if you know where I'm at, but I've been enjoying that. A couple of guys in our chat who've been chatting with, they said maybe to hold off and playing the second one after I beat this one because there's so much alike. So I don't know if I would maybe jump on something small or completely different, like Stray, or just like a quick hitter I could play for a little while, and then come back into the next one, or if I should play like Ghost of Tsushima. I'm really excited for that one. And I definitely want to play Ghost of Tsushima. It looks amazing. I did tinker around a little bit on Evans, but to get my own game going through it, just looks really, really good. But I'm really liking it. I like it. I like the way the menus run. It just feels so much better than it does on the Xbox. And granted, the Xbox I have is getting old now because it's a One X. But it just feels like the menus are better. They're more vibrant and better looking, and it
has a better UI than Xbox. 'Cause even though
Yeah.
you have an old Xbox, it has the same UI as the current one.
Okay, yeah, then I just don't really care for it. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't feel as responsive. It doesn't feel as bright and
It feels like the
overall.
PlayStation UI is less cluttered.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
I
it's pretty
agree.
simple. It's like, okay, we have media, we have our store, we have your library, your settings, and that's it. Where on Xbox, it's like, here's a fucking Game Pass tab. Here's the game tab. Here's your previous games. Here's your store. Here's your games with gold. Here's your fucking library. Like, it has a bunch of shit going. There's ads going on all the time too.
Yeah,
like
your
feels
pins.
like Xbox is a lot.
Here's your recordings. Yeah, everything's kind of like, feels like it's all over the place. But PlayStation hasn't changed their shit, I swear, since PSP and PS3. I like that.
Yeah, I don't think they have.
It just goes right.
It's pretty simple,
left,
but it works,
right?
Like,
yeah.
Why change it if it works?
Left to right. That's it. Right. You're done.
Yeah.
There is no press extra buttons.
Play the is it Astrobots Playground or the Astrobot game that comes with the PS5? It kind of gives you the general, like makeup of the controller and the features in the controller, where you got to use the tilt feature, the gyroscope feature, and you got to like swipe up on the touchpad or blow into the microphone and all that kind of stuff. But and I did right away, Jesus, that looked up how to mute my mic on there. So if I ever play anything online, I am not going to be with those guys yelling in the background, having a full-fledged conversation.
Yeah.
But
you know how many conversations I hear on Call of Duty?
I can imagine,
like, all the time.
Game's probably bad for it.
All the time.
But yeah, so I don't know. Maybe get some other people's opinion or whatever, what they think I should play next. Now that I'm in the PlayStation universe, because I did not have a PS4 or a PS3. I went straight from the PS2 days, to the PS5.
Wow.
So
yeah, that's a big
that
leap.
backlog. There's some games in there I want to play. I've been like going through Plus. I've been found some old ones that I remember playing, or maybe part of a series back in the day, like the Infamous games. I think I played the very first one, maybe on PS2. Was that on PS2?
Maybe.
For some reason, I feel like
I don't
played
think so. I think that
I
was
skipped the PS2. I played PS3.
Maybe I borrowed it from somebody at one point in time, because I think I played it a little bit. But there's the Uncharted series is on there as well. I may try to fire those up sometime. I don't know.
Yeah.
Which one of those I would want to jump into? 'Cause they have the trilogy that just came out not too long ago on there.
Yeah.
And then I think they have like one of the newer ones on there as well. They have like a separate title. So I don't know. But right now I pretty much filled up the hard drive in it, because it only has that like 660 gig hard drive.
Yeah.
And I pretty much filled it up between Ghost of Tsushima and Valhalla. And Spider-Man Miles Morales I downloaded as well. That's on the list to be played. And then Stray and Ragnarok is all installed. So it's pretty much got a full hard drive already.
It's very easy to install a NVMe on there.
I haven't looked into it
yet. Yeah, it's super easy. Like, you pretty much just buy the NVMe and buy a heatsink for it, get that all set up. And you pretty much just pop off one of the panels on the side, and there's a screw right there, like a little plate and a screw. You unscrew that, and there's a screw in there where there's a slot where the NVMe goes. There's a screw in there for it. You pretty much unscrew the little tiny screw. You put the NVMe in there, and you close it. You put the screw down. You tighten it down, and it's done. Once you launch the console, it'll ask you to format it, and then you're set.
Yeah, so I'm in no hurry right now, because I got all those games to play, and I can uninstall God of War, 2018 when I beat it. That's gonna free up a little room, and then as I bounce around some, I may, when I beat Stray, because Stray is a kind of a short game, I'll uninstall that and stuff. But I've liked the PS Plus so far. It is kind of a nice. I don't know. Right now, I feel like it's just as good of a value as Xbox Game Pass for me, because there's so many titles in there I have not played before.
For you,
you're right, and this is for me because I did not own a PS3 or 4.
Yeah.
So all this backlog on there, I'm like, oh, I can play this game now, or I can play that game now. I see like Hot Shots Golf. I remember that from back in the day. And just some different games. I'm like, oh, I can play this or I can play that. I would like to see. I've seen so many of the exclusive, like The Last of Us is also on there. Most of their exclusives are on there, but I have not seen Gran Turismo on there, and maybe I just didn't see it yet.
I don't think it's on there. I kind of look for that one too. I do see it for like $20 on there. I'm like, should I pick that up? Because I haven't played Gran Turismo in a while. It's not the newest one, but it's the 2018 version. Or 2019, whatever version that is. And I'm like, I do want to play that, I want to experience it. I did play that little big planet. I don't know what the one it's on I want to call it Game Pass, but it's on PS Plus. But you do get to import some stuff from like your PS3 or something like that. So there are different levels you could add on to there. Again, being exclusive. But now you kind of seen it on Steam now, where Little Big Plan's coming to the Steam platform. So, I did play also on PS Plus was Earth Defense Force. I don't know what one it was. They seem to, spit these things out at least once a year, once every 2 years. So, they're pretty much the same game, right? Just different levels, Just kill bugs, man. Kill some ants. That's what they are. They're ants. Yeah. So, good stuff, man. Just a lot of shooting. Good arcade fun.
I'm thinking about maybe getting some wrap or something for the side panels on the PlayStation, because it's so big, and I have to have it on its side. It's like on the bottom shelf of my TV stand because it's too damn tall to go on the shelves to stand upright. So it has to be laying down, and to me it looks just so ugly, sitting on its side, and then it's like so large and everything, and it's the only white device I have on there. This looks kind of like it just really sticks out.
Paint it black. Talk to Bill Gardner about different wraps.
Yeah, I know you can buy these skins on wraps online. I just wonder if you can just buy regular vinyl wrap and do it yourself. It's those wrap kits are pretty easy. You can buy these wrap kits for cars and all that kind of stuff. You should be able to find a small sheet of vinyl wrap and just wrap it with some heat.
Yeah.
But I might look into that here eventually, because it looks like an eyesore right now. You can't miss it. It's like this big old, I really like everybody says, Wi-Fi router on the bottom shelf of my entertainment center. My entertainment center is all black, and my Xbox is black, and the Switch is black with black controllers, and and then the PlayStation down there is triple the size of everything combined, and it's white.
Yeah,
glowing like the sun down there. Pretty much the only other thing I played back on the Game Pass. There's one girl I've been seeing. Actually, she came over and we were hanging out at the house, and she's a big book reader. She's not a video game player, and I was telling her hey, maybe you'll like one of these games that are kind of like those interactive stories. And so we fired up. Was it Dusk Till Dawn? Is that the title?
Yes.
I forgot the title on them. So we fired that up, and I played it up to chapter 4 or 5 before. But her and I sat on the couch and we fired it up on the Xbox, and I let her pretty much make all the decisions, and I was kind of doing the quick time events. And so she was really enjoying it. We finished the first chapter, and she actually wanted to do some more tonight, but we didn't have time. But
is that the one with Hayden Panettiere, whatever her name is?
I'm not sure the actress.
If that's who that is, yeah.
Oh, Dusk Falls. That's what it was called. But so yeah, we've been enjoying that. It's something if you have somebody that doesn't game and you want to get into gaming a little bit, that's something I would recommend, that you can play with somebody. And if it has up to 8 people support for phones or something, I think it says at the splash screen. But, it has phone controls, but we didn't do that. I just used the Xbox controller, and we sat on the couch, and I just let her make all the decisions and let it play out and see how it goes so far. So
yeah, nice.
And that's pretty much all I've been playing. So this major PlayStation 5 time on God of War, and probably the last 5 days or so, I probably put in 15 hours on PlayStation, maybe.
Sweet. So, take a little break from the mouse and keyboard. Nice.
Yeah. And one more option for here at the house. So if the boy's on the computer when he's here, I got the TV I can go play on or whatever. So.
Yeah, but one other game before I was interrupted earlier, guys, is on the Xbox Game Pass. I think I just played it on the Xbox with the controller. It was called that. I'm sure you guys have seen it. Gungrave Gore, whatever the fuck it is. So I know I put this in Discord, and Ghost Nico was talking about this was an anime or something. So maybe previously, but it kind of reminds me of an early. It does remind me of an early PlayStation 3, maybe a late PS2 game, where it's got basically this, more of this. It's kind of Japanesey, but it's got a cool shooting mechanic to it where it kind of auto locks to enemies, but you can do a manual shooting as well. But But you carry this big gigantic thing on your back that you use every so often. Once you get enough, power into this thing to where, you can shoot it off. But it's just this funny how the way he walks with just the gun in his hand. And there are different combos you can use to just continue for everyone to just be a bullet sponge, and kill everybody. There might be guys that are up on, let's say a platform up above or something where they're shooting rockets at you. And, you could just, at the right time, you could hit the melee button and the rocket goes back and shoots the guy. So almost reminds me of an arcade game as well. So, where you're pumping quarters into it, Mayo, where it's like, okay, time, but, it's not, right? So, moving along right to the next section, you're just doing the same exact thing and, wasting dudes with your guns. I did find it fun where I got to the end of the first level, maybe not in the game, it could have been like a second thing where it's still kind of teaching you how to play or whatever, and do this combo and do that one. You get more bullets into the downrange into these enemies. So you'll get to where you'll meet this boss who's like this like tank inside a warehouse, and it's not a very big warehouse, right? So it's not like you got a lot of room to just really run around and, maybe do a dodge mechanic, but that was kind of cool. I don't know. It was cool. It was like, it wasn't like just shooting one area. It was just like, shoot the damn enemy, keep shooting it, keep dodging. And, as he's, shooting cannons at you and fucking whatever else is coming at you. So that was cool. I don't know. It just kind of gave me that, maybe an old school vibe of, a 90s game or something where in an arcade. So, yeah, it's cool. I recommend it. So, just lots of killing enemies, man. So good stuff. You get different combos, different guns. So, well, you get the one gun basically, and then the gigantic gun on your back. So, but good stuff. Looks pretty good. It's on Game Pass, so you can't go wrong with it. So I believe it's on Game Pass on the console and on the PC as well. So get a choice if you got both Ultimate. So, but yeah, other than that, probably more Grounded, guys. I did play more Grounded with, I kind of started a new, I guess you can call it a server or a game. I don't know. I didn't know if I even did it correctly, but obviously if I'm online, I think anybody can jump on. So I did set a code for the game or something. So I don't think it really matters like what platform you're playing on. So as long as you know the code and we're friends, I guess, yeah, you're able to just get on and start playing. So I know Ryan jumped in once or twice, and I've seen Ghost Nico play the game even when I wasn't on. So I don't know if he was in the server, if he was actually contributing to that particular save or not. So it's weird.
I need to jump in there and join you guys sometime soon. I keep saying I need to, and I just need to get in there. Yeah,
I need to get Ryan back in there because maybe I'm at a point where I'm like, I really don't know, like, I don't have the best armor. Like, do I go try to kill a ladybug right now? Is that what I do? Because those things will kill you in 2 hits. Again, they're not very fast, but again, you're low level of armor, right? You're kind of like poking it, running away. But man, once it hits you a couple times, right? It's kind of hard. Like if you don't have enough, health or, like band-aids or something or whatever, it's kind of pointless, right? So, right now I'm still doing a lot of exploring and collecting enough science to, research and upgrade points. And yeah, I'm still learning the game. It's a big game. Like I said, Ryan put in, I know he posted his time, whether it was to us, but it was basically like 6 days of playtime. So you can really get a lot of time into this game. So lots to do. So it takes a while, to really unlock better weapons, armor.
It seems like a good game for you and Nico, though.
Oh, absolutely. I've said that to Nico, but I know he's got this agoraphobia thing, where he's like, I'm going to try and deal with the spiders, and yeah, they will come along, and it's like, they're not super aggressive unless you're really, seeking them out. So, but eventually, yeah, you will have to fight the big giant spiders, take them out, So yeah, they've killed me once or it's more like, okay, I need to get to this research station, guys. Maybe I don't have to go to that one in particular. I can go to a different one, but it's like surrounded by these stink bugs, so you may die from like the gas, you will die from their, their attack. So it's like boom, boom. I feel like, what the fuck, man? I'm like dead in like 4 seconds. Why did I bother trying to go to that one? So, but yeah, I think if you, once you get at a higher level, right, you get 2 or 3 people in there, you can really take these things out, progress further and faster. So I'm sure there's a strategy to it, and Ryan knows what it is. So it's just a matter of time, that you put into it. I did learn how to build the base a little better. So again, I'm just using like your basic frickin', grass blades, really. So just kind of getting that up.
What would the process be? Say if I downloaded this tonight and installed it, and I jumped in, what would I do? I would put that code in, right? But how would I know what I need to do?
I don't think you would. I mean, unless that's the thing, right? Where, I don't think you would. It would be hard to explain. It would take a while to explain on the show, like, oh man, this is exactly what you should do, and kind of where we're at in the game. Because I'm trying to think, you definitely would probably have experience points already because you jumped in where I might have used those points, but then, hey, here you come fresh, right? So that's probably going to be unlocked for you. Like you're going to have, let's say you're going to have 60 points, right? I think you can just go ahead and go use those, right? To whatever, better health, right? Less starvation or something, right? You're not going to be as hungry all the time or something. So, but you're not going to know where to go. You're going to be like, where the frick do I even go to get that or get that done? So, what's this research station you're talking about? So, but once you get somebody actually in there, to, help you out and go, yeah, this is kind of how the mechanics work. And you're going to need a spear and, bring a piece of food with you, that sort of thing. So,
I think we just lost Craig.
Yeah. So, but, I'm still good, still recording over here. So, yeah, but that's what that is, guys. Got to jump in together. We got to get in there with Ryan. That's what it is, right? He's the know-all for the game Grounded. So I'm playing on the Xbox, but I think it's all cross-play between Steam and I don't know about, I'm sure PlayStation as well. So I haven't played with a PlayStation player yet.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just played a whole bunch of other stuff, your Apple Arcades and wherever else I can play video games. So that's pretty much it for me. Yeah.
That's pretty much all we've been playing, Jesus. So
I guess we'll move on to some news.
It's news time. Breaking news. Breaking. It's not breaking, but it's news, and we've got it here. We don't have any news. We didn't get any news ready, but we're going to get it on the fly. Whatever it might be. What's the latest? What's going on over here? What's going on with anything? Anything new? Anything? I did see PlayStation Spider-Man 2, but we kind of knew that was coming. That is now been listed, I think, up for pre-order. So there's that.
What was it?
Was it Spider-Man 2? They're calling it Spider-Man 2. So that's the newest game. I think we kind of even knew about it even several months ago. Right? It's not like they're not going to make a new Spider-Man, so. But now it's up for pre-order. I don't know the name of it. That I didn't check, so I'm just going off memory, not from a website. So, yeah, probably hopefully the end of 2023.
Okay. Well, I got some news for you, Gunny.
Give it to me, baby. Give it to me. What's going on?
Microsoft news. Microsoft seems to be working on a system to display personalized, unintrusive content in cloud-based streaming games to users. The use of the phrase personalized, unintrusive, and the images provided in a patent application strongly suggests that the personalized content is actually ads. But if you're wondering how ads in games can be personalized for gamers, Mayo, and at the same time be unintrusive, hopefully the following image, which is part of the patent, can do this technology or whatever. So, pretty much you're saying, like in games, for example, take a game like a FIFA game, right?
Yeah.
You know how there's ads on the field or whatever, like on the edge of the field or whatever? For you, Mayo, your ads will be different based on what you play and what you like to buy and what you do than, for example, Gunny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So apparently they're trying to work on something like that to have personalized cloud-based ads for each gamer in the world.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw more ads at me. That's what I want. I mean, if it keeps that Game Pass subscription low, then why not? You know, you don't have to raise it so soon.
Some new tech Microsoft is working on. In other news, Diablo 4 Collector's Edition does not come with the actual game. That's right. We all know Diablo 4 was announced the other day on the Game Awards show, which was kind of cool to watch.
Yeah.
But they announced the release date of June 6th, 2023. When I know Mayo's going to get this, Mayo wants the Diablo 4 physical collector edition. All right.
Right.
This is what you get, Mayo. You're going to get a 2-sided electric candle of creation.
A what?
And a 2-sided electric candle of creation.
Like, so it's like something you can, I wonder, is it light up or is
It's
it
a
just like
fucking
a statue?
candle. I don't know, man.
Can you light it on fire? What's happening over here?
It's an electric candle, so I don't think you can light it on fire.
Okay. It's just going to plug in the wall. All right.
An occult mouse pad. A cloth map of Sanctuary. A pin of the Horadrim. Diablo 4 Collector's Edition art book. And not one, Mayo, not one, but 2 art prints. Okay. If you buy the Diablo 4 Limited Collector's Box, you will get all these amazing items and still not be able to play Diablo 4 because you have to buy the game separately.
Huh.
Yeah, that's been a thing, right? Since we're kind of in this digital age of things. So I do wonder also, like, I guess, like, if you're more of you're a hobo Steam user, right? So you wanted that collector's edition, and you don't need the code because you can just buy it on Steam, but you still get the collector's edition. Yeah, because you're a fan.
Also, it costs $98 for that collector's edition.
Sounds about right for what you're getting.
Yeah, a 2-sided candle. Yeah.
I'll take it.
In other news, move on here to some more news. Fuck. I don't feel good. Some more news, man.
What's that? You say
In
no
more news, EA has revealed their numbers for their stats of 2022. They said in Battlefield 2042, over 803,000 portal experiences were created, and over 60% of players achieved at least one mastery tier unlock. And the most popular eras in the portal mode were Battlefield 3, Battlefield Bad Company 2, and Battlefield 1942. In Apex Legends, 88.4 million legends died to the ring. And Legends captured 830.2 million control points in Control. In The Sims 4, 436 million Sims were created. 21.7 million Sims died. The most common source of death was old age, anger, and drowning. The top traits were romantic, cheerful, and creative. In It Takes Two, Rose's Room was the most popular chapter. And it also released on Nintendo Switch, and that game now has over 90 awards since its release. Over 90 awards, man.
Yes.
It's a good game.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with what I played of it. I played quite a bit of it.
I heard it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's got that little bit of challenge to it. It really makes you think a little bit as a group. You know, you and whoever you're playing with, it makes you think and be a little clever on some things.
Yeah. In other news, let's move on here to some more news, Mayo. A group of 7 lawmakers in the United States are now sending a letter to the world's biggest video game companies. They're asking each of the video game companies what steps are they taking to combat, quote, harassment and extremism, Gunny, in online video games. As Axios reported, the 7 Democratic representatives, including Lori Trahan from Massachusetts, Katie Porter from California, and Senator Ron Wyden of Oregon, have all co-signed a letter which is looking to better understand the processes you have in place to handle player reports of harassment and extremism encounters in your online games, and they ask for consideration of safety measures pertaining to anti-harassment and anti-extremism. Unsurprisingly, the list of companies like Activision Blizzard, Microsoft, Sony, Roblox, Take-Two Interactive, Riot Games, Epic, Electronic Arts are part of this list of companies that they're sending these letters to. These companies are international massive companies with thousands of employees all around the world, and they are responsible for some of the planet's most popular and enduring online games. And yeah.
I think like, I'd have to take a harsh stance on this one and say, as well, yeah, again, I don't own these companies, right? I don't own Microsoft, but or Riot or anybody else. But how about right in the trash with those letters? Because yeah, seriously.
Whoa, Gunny.
No,
whoa.
I'm sorry. Keep your keep the government out of my damn video games, right? ESRB ratings, perfectly fine, right? It's kind of a self-regulated thing, right? Again, these are online things. These don't have these types of ratings.
You're right. Because at what point is the government just going to step in and ruin video games?
Yeah. Well, okay. And then here's the other thing too, where I feel like, your Microsoft, your PlayStations, your Steam, your Activisions. I feel like they need to be more responsible, right, for themselves. Like, you know what I mean? Like, each company needs to be responsible for themselves. So, for example, so let's say that, like, Riot Games, right? Well, let's just say that, they're really fucking up and they're just not doing their job in the PR or whatever, these things where they're not, betting the right accounts for these things like harassments or anti-Semitism, whatever the fuck it might be, right? Sexist, racist. But then let's look over at, I hate to use Activision, but let's try to find a company that, is kind of doing everything right, like 2K or whatever. I'm just throwing it out there where, yeah, they're kind of crossing their I's and they're dotting their T's and they're really clampering down on, a lot of these, these conversations might go on or messages or whatever within their, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, take care of your shit, man, as a company. So I don't think I need the government to step in and start sending out letters and say, what are you doing? What's happening over there? Why are you, we're just calling everybody out and all these online companies that, I don't know. I don't like it. So I don't like that. I don't want the government getting in there going, what are your steps? What do you provide? I don't know. Just don't like it. So how about mind your own business, right? Let me run my company, right? If I'm running it correctly and I'm doing everything I need to keep the customer safe.
But what do they mean by extremism? Like,
I have no idea what that is, but
like, at no point have I ever been playing a Call of Duty game and I found some dude in there like spouting some shit off about extremism. You know what I mean? Like,
I guess it could relate to anything. Like, it could be religion or political stuff, right? It's kind of a wide.
I've never ran into anyone playing a fucking game spouting religious shit.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, that's more of a broad term, isn't it? So I don't know. It's like, how would I respond to that to the government? Am I going to write back and say,
yeah,
go run the government or something?
Never noticed anything like that.
Yeah. It's like, you're not the right, I don't want to say organization, but the right people for me to even respond to. So I'd be like, look,
Yeah.
unless you're really screwing up and you're not, taking care of the community as a company. So I don't know. It just feels like, stay out of our business, man. We're paying our taxes. We're taking care of our customers, Yeah,
I'm with you though, Gunny.
I wouldn't
You're
entertain
right.
them on that. I
Fuck
just
the
wouldn't.
government stepping in and ruining this shit because that's what they
that
always.
sounds
Unless they are, you know what I mean? Unless it is like an Activision situation, or whatever is happening over there with Blizzard, or not the acquisition, but what's happening there with any kind of sexual harassment, right? They're already tied up in courts and they're already screwing up. So, but yeah, if I'm doing my shit right and don't tread on me, man. Come on, I'm doing my stuff right, government.
Yeah. Tell him, Gunny.
Yeah.
In other news, Mayo, I know that you were hyped about this. I know I was. Death Stranding 2 is coming.
Yes. That does look
Okay, I didn't know that was a thing. I mean, I heard about it, Jesus, but I didn't know if it was Death Stranding 2. The Kojima has said that.
As revealed in the latest Brain Structure podcast by Hideo Kojima, while he's not yet ready to discuss in full detail, did share a piece of new information about the upcoming Death Stranding sequel, stating that it wouldn't just be a regular sequel, Gunny. He said, quote, "This, a sequel, so it's my second time working with Norman, and the technology has really improved over the last 3 years. Things that were impossible before are now possible. So we have been really challenging ourselves. It's not just a regular sequel in that sense. I can't say much yet. I believe a lot of people like Sam, and I'm hoping those people return to DS2. And in order to appeal to people who didn't play the first one, I've made the game nostalgic but also new. I can't say any more than that right now." Ooh.
Okay, yeah, I'm seeing that.
I'm
article
hyped
now.
I'm hyped. I'm fucking hyped.
Yeah.
I saw that trailer, dude.
Yeah,
I
it
was
looked
like,
really
I'm
good.
in. I saw that fucking trailer. I was like, I'm in, motherfuckers. I'm sold. So, yeah. Speaking of Death Stranding, Mayo. Speaking of Death Stranding, Kojima is now partnering. Okay. He is partnership between developer Kojima Productions and Barbarian executive producer Alec Lebovici's Hammerstone Studios. They're gonna make a Death Stranding movie. They're saying that there's a movie coming out. All right. There's a movie coming out, guys. It's gonna be called Death Stranding, and it's gonna be a movie.
Nice.
I think I could make a cool movie, like, because that game kind of was like a fucking movie. Those cutscenes were like forever, dude. Like,
Yeah.
Right? Just put the cutscenes together and I'll make a movie out of it.
you literally probably could. Yeah. And like some of those like World War II scenes were kind of cool when you go back into like I think it starts in World War I, and the second one is World War II, and then you're like in the Vietnam War, and like it just keeps going. You go back in time and like there's that dude chasing you around the trenches and shit. Pretty cool, man. Okay. In other news, Mayo. Another news that I have here. Insomniac has now confirmed for Spider-Man fans that Spider-Man 2, the sequel to the last Spider-Man game, will be coming this fall in 2023.
Oh, it is 2023. Nice. That was a good guess on my part.
Yeah. So they say that they're excited to release Marvel's Spider-Man 2 and are ready for the release next fall. So yeah, this is not going to be a sequel to Miles Morales. This is going to be a sequel to the base first game. Yeah.
Sweet.
Also, the guy who played Harry, like the Harry Osborn or whatever, is going to be recast in this sequel because there's an age difference that is too hard to overcome, they said. And they want to go with photorealistic characters, and the guy looks way too fucking old now, apparently. So they're like, we got to use a new character for Harry Osborn. So yeah. Yeah.
Good deal.
Also, next year on June 2nd, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse movie's coming out, Mayo. And in that movie, they're actually going to include Spider-Man Miles Morales from the video game and Spider-Man from the first game. They will be part of that movie as well. Like the video game characters are going to be part of the movie.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Because I mean, the whole point of the Spider-Verse is that there's a bunch of different universes,
Spider-Man, right? Right. Yeah, there's like a Spider-Man in each universe, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a chick Spider-Man.
There's like that girl one, and there's a pig one, and it's like Spider-Ham, I think is his name, maybe.
Yeah. That movie was actually pretty good, man. That Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah, it was.
So I'm kind of excited that they're making a sequel, but it comes out June 2nd, and they said that in the June 2nd sequel, there's going to be the characters from the Spider-Man games in the movies. Also, let's move on now to some more news, Mayo and Gunny, from Amazon. Dun, dun, dun. Amazon, Mayo. Amazon. Okay, they're still around. That little company still exists. Okay. Amazon Games.
They're still
Mayo
making
and
games?
Gunny.
I thought they gave up. They still got
Listen, Gunny,
Luma?
you motherfucker, listen.
They're getting ready to do a big one.
Amazon Games just announced they're gonna publish and make the next Tomb Raider game.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Crystal
Yes,
Dynamics.
Right. That's right.
Sweet.
In a press release from both Amazon Games and Crystal Dynamics, the newlyweds announced an agreement for a multi-platform game to be globally published by Mr. Bezos and Company. Yeah. Also, Crystal Dynamics had a few other things to say, such as Gunny, this new game by Crystal Dynamics called Tomb Raider something something something, will be using the brand new and shiny Unreal Engine 5.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
The shiny. So that's going to be it's going to be next gen only.
Maybe.
Right? PS5, Series S and X.
Does it not work on the old systems? I'm sure it should.
Well, if it's Unreal Engine 5, I would just assume that it's going to be
You think this is the year they finally start saying fuck you to the old consoles?
They need to. Really,
Yeah.
But I mean, Xbox doesn't let people do that, right? Isn't it Xbox's fault?
I don't, so I haven't been covering like for example, Callisto Protocol, right? Is that on Xbox Series or One X or what? I have no idea. So, right, is it on the one? Is it just a lowered? No, actually, it is. You know what?
It is.
No, it is. You know why, guys? Because when I went to buy this game, I was talking with Ryan at the same time, and I was like, "Oh shit! I almost bought the wrong version. I almost bought."
What happens when you do that? Can you just pay the $10 difference and upgrade, or do you have to
I think so.
it?
I think so. I'm pretty sure they just let you do the $10 upgrade. So.
Okay, I was about to say, what sucked you have to?
I think they refund that version. Who was it? I was talking to somebody who goes, "Oh yeah, I bought the wrong one. I got it refunded and then bought the right version." So.
Oh.
So, but yeah, I think we need to see more, more exclusives for next gen, right? And a couple reasons, right, where I can say, okay, well, they don't have to work on the older versions, right? So we can hopefully get a game out sooner, right, where it is going to be, PC, PlayStation 5, Series S and X. So, there you go, 3 versions. That's what we need to focus on. So instead of trying to focus on old gen, so trying to get that to work before we can call a release date. It's like, no, how about just focus on one thing, or 3 different platforms, 3 versions, boom, get it done. So don't try and spread yourselves too thin. I don't know. It's just my thinking on it. But it's time to move on. I'm sorry, Xbox One users. So you can stream it, maybe. Hopefully you can stream the game through the cloud. Assuming it's Game Pass, but yeah. Not that it will be, but you never know. Not if Amazon's going to publish it, so it won't be. I have to pay the $70.
In other news from Amazon, they are not confirmed that they are now making a God of War TV series that will be exclusive to Amazon Prime.
How do you think that's gonna go? I mean,
well, it'll probably be all right, but I think it's gonna not do good because I don't know anyone that watches Prime, bro. Like we all have it.
Not like a series, maybe on Prime.
I have
right?
Prime. The wife watches Prime all the time.
Does she?
Yeah.
The last series I watched on there was that Chris Pratt one, the one where he's like a Navy SEAL.
Yeah, I did watch that full series.
That was cool. It was like short, so it was easy to watch. It was like 7 episodes. Like 45-minute episodes. Each one of them were like an hour each. So
yeah,
that's a cool series. If you want to watch Chris Pratt fuck people up, man, watch that series.
What was that called? That was a good series. It was like, one
I
full
forget what
season.
it was called.
Yeah, it's good.
Just look up Chris Pratt. But yeah, they said that they are working with Sony in adaptations for their God of War series.
Nice. Yeah, Amazon's still holding its own. It's not exactly a Netflix or, Hulu, or a Disney, but still it holds its own.
Yeah. But I mean, I think it's smart. Like I told you guys before, Sony should do this. Sony should make all their shit into movies. And it's like they listen to us.
Yeah, yes, I remember we talked about that. Yeah.
Right.
Yes, we should. And they're going to. Because, I mean, we have that coming out now, right? God of War series.
Got The Last of Us.
We have The Last of Us coming out next month, Mayo.
Yep.
And, like, what's next? I'm pretty sure they're going to make, like, a
Uncharted.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
They made a movie, but we need a TV show.
Yeah, so they made an Uncharted movie. I think they said they're making a Horizon Zero Dawn movie as well. I want Horizon Zero Dawn made by Michael Bay.
Yeah.
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 He's
That
got
would be
experience, I
sick.
guess, right?
Well, he does with all the robots like all the
right.
Transformers shit, dude. I mean, that's kind of what it would be like, right? A bunch of robots fighting and shit.
You know what I want? I want a Little Big Planet cartoon. Animated series.
I don't know.
Not as popular, but I still think it would work.
An Astrobot cartoon might work.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of weird. Like, as a kid, I remember there was nothing that was video game related that was ever like a TV show or like a movie.
You just had that old Mario cartoon. Like that
Yeah,
Super
you had
Mario
old,
Pac-Man.
cartoon.
You had Pac-Man.
or that old Mario movie, that fucking live action one.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that was so bad.
Yeah.
That was bad.
I did see a new. I don't know about how new it is, but I did see a trailer new to me for the Super Mario Brothers movie. Today I went and saw Avatar, and they had the trailer for the Mario movie at the beginning, and it's I don't know. I get a feel like they're gonna do a lot of like homage to different things. They show like Rainbow Road, and it shows a bunch of the Mario Kart carts. Like Mario's driving it, and it has like he's being chased by a bunch of people. They show it looks like he's kind of like a scene, kind of like he was training, and he like dodged something, and then he lands on one of them bricks that like stays so long and it like drops, and then like Mario falls. It kind of looked like he was doing some kind of training. So it looked like they were pulling in different parts out of a lot of different of the games, and just out of the Mario universe in general. Like, thought that was kind of cool how they added that in, like with the Mario Kart and stuff, and that. So, and they showed Princess Peach, and they had like little Toad people, and they're showing more of that stuff. It had you could hear the voice of Luigi and stuff, and
I haven't seen the trailer for it. I know my son
I don't
has.
know how new that trailer is. I saw the initial one, but this one is a little different. So it looks interesting.
In other news, okay, there's a new PC game coming from Sony, Gunny and Mayo. Returnal.
Oh, that's coming out, huh? I get to
It's
play
coming to the PC.
That's another one I downloaded
right.
on the PS5, actually. I forgot. I downloaded that as well.
All right, listen. Word of Returnal's arrival on the PC arrived during the epically long Game Awards last week, where it was followed by a Steam listing mail that included the recommended specs of a 6-core processor, an 8-core if you're rocking AMD, You must have a minimum of a 2000 series GPU, 60 gigs of space on your hard drive, and you must have 32 gigs of RAM.
Huh.
Those are the minimum.
The minimum was a 20 series?
No, those are the recommended specs. Those are not
recommended. Okay.
recommended. So yeah,
I was like,
2000
wow,
series.
2000 series was minimum. I'm like, holy cow.
The minimum is a 1060 GPU. You still need 16 gigs of RAM. So yeah.
Gunny's still hanging on over there, that 1070.
So, dude, you'd be surprised how many people still game like on a 1070.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like millions of people in China are still gaming on a 1070 because they're playing. What's that fucking game? They're playing like League of Legends and shit. Like,
That's on
CS. They're playing CS:GO, bro. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, a lot of people play Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Popular stuff.
So Jesus, now Xbox Game Pass has teamed up with Riot Games. So now on your Game Pass app, you can launch Valorant and League of Legends. Why you would, I don't know, but you would just go to the Riot app. Still, I think it now.
I'm guessing you can probably link the two.
It does say link your account.
Yeah, it's probably gonna give you some skins and stuff that you can use if you have Game Pass. That's my guess.
Yeah.
In other news, if you drive a Tesla that's a 22 model or newer, you're going to be getting the Steam Update app. Okay? There's a Steam app now available on your Tesla.
Oh, sweet.
And you can play games on there, such as Cyberpunk. You must have the 16 gig DDR memory on there. And you also must have the premium connectivity package. I don't know what the fuck that means, but that's what you must have to play this game. So yeah. Interesting.
Go Elon. Check my Twitter account and play some
He's doing this thing over
whatever it is on Steam you want to play while charging your Tesla.
In other news, Harry Potter released some more details about their Hogwarts Legacy game. It is now just a few months away, releasing in April. But the game will let players learn the series of infamous unspeakable curses. And you can even use these curses on other students. That's right. A new gameplay reveal ups the ante even further, though, showing off the game's Dark Arts Battle Arena, where 10 extra bucks nets you the opportunity to instantly murder goblins and wizards. Avalanche Studios' second gameplay showcase for Hogwarts Legacy aired earlier this week. They showed off flights on broomsticks and hippogriffs, as well as the game's customization options and Room of Requirement home base. So there's that. Yeah. I don't know, you can kill other students in the game. I don't know. I'm kind of excited for that game, the Hogwarts Legacy game.
Yeah, it looks like it's shaping up to be pretty good.
Yeah. And let's see here. More news.
I got one here, Jesus. Marvel Snap, if you guys have been playing it. I've been playing a little bit of that on
I love that game.
iPad or iPhone. New content roadmap, guys. Includes a new battle mode and much more coming down the pipe. So, developers issued an update for the roadmap for the continued support of the popular card game, which is fully launched on the iOS, Android, and is still on early access on PC. You know what's funny? I played it on Steam as well. I was like, oh, is it a different style type game? But it's basically the same thing. But yeah, it just kind of looks like that mobile version of it, so which is cool. So, let's see here, guys. The roadmap for Marvel Snap was shared for the game even before its launch. Let's see, featured list in the roadmap at the point that it's has since been added include reward delivery, the inbox system titles, and most recently the long-awaited collector token system. It should also be noted that even weeks before the launch, Second Diner listed as unranked mode, battle mode versus friends, and the PC widescreen UI is in development. So, because it is kind of in that smaller window currently. So, if you're playing on Steam. So, we will get the battle mode versus friends. That's been shifted up from the development as to coming soon. Unfortunately, its only major feature has been shifted up. So, unranked mode and PC wide screen UI both remain listed in development. We've already talked about that. So, some more stuff coming down the pike for Marvel Snap, guys. Yeah,
Nice.
good little card game. I like it.
Yeah,
it's easy for me.
And a couple more pieces of news. Okay. One piece of news here is Microsoft may be exploring a cheaper ad-supported Xbox Game Pass Lite. So this is some speculation going on here. A post buried in the recent era thread appears to show a recent survey that was sent out to some Xbox users, asking how they would feel about an additional tier of Xbox Game Pass. If real, the purported tier would cost players $3 per month and would provide access to a variety of Xbox Game Pass content with some fairly generous limitations. It would include an EA Access-like vault of past first-party Xbox games with the similar 6-month delay on new Xbox games hitting the service. Those who access these download-only Xbox games via this tier would be asked to view an ad before their game launches every time. Assuming the above table is real, this tier also includes online multiplayer access, Mayo, which is currently $9.99 a month, and offers no games beyond the severely diminished Xbox Live Games with Gold program. So, there's that. This supposed ad tier would aggressively undercut the monthly tier of Xbox Live Gold, potentially becoming a head-scratcher in this equation. So, would Microsoft really be willing to sacrifice the $10 per month Xbox Live Gold subscription for this far cheaper version, which also includes vast amounts of the best Xbox games? Would ad revenues be able to make up for the potential shortfalls there? And some people are skeptical. Says here, Microsoft does offer Xbox Live Gold at $60 a year, which works out to $5 a month. But even at that price, there's still a deficit to account when there's millions of users. So, what do you guys think of that? A $3 a month Xbox service that lets you access Vault games in, this, and then you got to watch an ad before your game launches.
So, did you say instead of the $10 a month thing, or just this would now be like an added thing? This would be now like a third tier.
Yeah, this would be like a new tier. It's like a Game Pass Lite where it doesn't have all the Game Pass games. Like, for example, like I said here, it only has games that are 6 months or older, like the EA Access Vault. And so, like, for example, High on Life wouldn't get added to this service until, like, June of next year, right?
So, like the basic tier that PlayStation had. Well, yeah, probably
but
something
every
more
time, and it would be a limited library, so it would be limited to whatever they have on the Vault.
Yeah.
And it's $3 a month, and you get to watch an ad before your shit launches every time.
Okay, that's not too bad. I think, so
like...
this is going to target the people that just, like, are, really hardcore on the, I've always had Xbox Live Gold and will continue to have it. I don't know what Game Pass is, but maybe this is more of a target for them, right? To say, look, it's time to move on from, your Gold subscription and either go full on Game Pass for $9.99 or go to this $4 version. So whatever it is. But I think that's a good idea. I think it would be great, especially for, like, let's say you're a phone mobile user, right? So perfect, right? It's going to be great for them. So, or those people that just play, your FIFA and, like your Madden games or whatever, right? They can kind of dabble in these other games for $3.99 a month. It'd be perfect for them. So, yeah, why not? See, right?
I feel like I'm the opposite. I feel like it's just gonna muddy things up. Like it's gonna make it more confusing for the people that don't know as much what's going on in the gaming world. Because then people are going to be picking it up, looking for a particular game, and it's not going to be on there. They're going to be getting it, and they're going to be going, oh, I hope this was on there, and it's only like 3 months old and not 6 months old or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they're going to go be like, oh, though this game's not on there, it's not what I wanted. Or parents are going to pick it up for their kids, and then it's not going to be what they want. I just feel like it's another option that's going to be kind of confusing for people that aren't as educated on it.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe because
sure.
I'm looking at the chart. It's in Spanish, but they have two prices, right? They have the $2.99 a month, which $2.99 European, which I don't know what that would account to US. But there's also a family version that's a $21.99 a month deal, but that lets you share that with 5 different accounts, and that includes the Game Pass library, 100 games that you can play at any time.
No word on that when that's coming to, the West, right? I mean, that family plan. We talked about that before.
Yeah. And with the family plan, you can stream the games or download them. With the monthly plan, the one person plan, you can only download the games. You cannot stream them. But they both have a 6-month limit on their games that are in there. Like you have to be 6 months or older, which is weird. I mean, I don't know. I wonder if like that's the thing that Microsoft. Do you think that now that they're raising their prices to $70 a game, that they're going to like quietly come out and say, "Hey, you know what? Our games are not going to be 6-month delay on Game Pass"? Do you think they'll do that to get people to buy?
Or say, right, or again, right, they don't own Activision yet, right? So I don't know, maybe I'm thinking of something different where, again, we're going to get that whole list of library of things day one, right? I don't think we're going to be paying the $10 on a console, right? I think it's going to be, that's going to go to 15 and PC will go to, the Ultimate will go to 20, but yeah, see, I know what you're saying, right? Because now they want to get this lower tier version in there for $3.99 a month, and play the older games. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of wait and see on that. Right? They're just throwing things at the wall to see if they stick, right? So that's what they're doing right now, experimenting. Too many tiers, guys. Too many tiers.
And another piece of news here. Let's talk about Call of Duty for a moment. Activision Blizzard, the quality assurance staff at Call of Duty studio Raven Software, unionized back in May, Mayo. But over 5 months later, the developer says progress is almost non-existent on the first union contract at a major gaming company. Activision is apparently still denying unionized staff the raises given to all other QA testers earlier in the year, and they're even requiring the union to pay out of pocket for workers to be able to bargain during the day. All this while boasting Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 record-shattering $800 million opening weekend.
Yeah.
This is according to a new blog post published Thursday by Game Workers Alliance. In it, the Raven QA union, represented by the Communication Workers of America, describes its 4th contract bargaining session that went nowhere. They write that Activision either ignored or punted on all of the union's major demands, including any guarantees of continued remote work for those not on site, as well as assurances that the publisher would not unilaterally change hours or outsource the unionized jobs in the future. Other proposals included protections for the employees who require reproductive health care and services following the overturning of Roe v. Wade, and an immediate 10% pay increase for all QA testers throughout the entire company. Activision either did not respond or deferred to discussion of the topics until further bargaining sessions, despite having had over a month to review many of these bargaining deals or whatever. Most notably, the Call of Duty company is still holding firm on not giving the Raven QA the $20 an hour minimum pay rate rolled out to other testers back in April. Activision has argued that it is legally not prohibited from doing so until bargaining is finished, but the National Labor Relations Board found in October that the withholding was a violation of workers' labor rights. If Activision does not settle the matter, it will eventually go before a judge. So, yeah. Delays like this appear to be exactly what the company is hoping for, as it now prepares for a proposed $69 billion sale to Microsoft to close by June of 2023. Earlier this week, Activision announced a last-ditch effort to try and delay a unionized vote at Blizzard Albany for a second time. Internally, the company has pointed to these self-engineered delays as examples of why employees should not bother unionizing in the first place. Wow. So
yeah, a lot going on there, right? So yeah, and Activision's not going to make it until June of 2023, like, right?
Yeah.
You can't keep kicking that can down the road. So find yourself in a lot of legal trouble.
In other news, so as Microsoft now attempts to buy Activision Blizzard, they're hitting some serious roadblocks. The software giant is now being forced to make some concessions, Mayo, and seal the deal. One of those series of promises to rival platform holders that should Microsoft be successful with this purchase, the top-selling Call of Duty series would remain on their systems for the next 10 years. The offer went down pretty well with Valve at Steam and with Nintendo, both announcing their partnership with Microsoft that they will receive Call of Duty for the next 10 years. But Sony, Microsoft's chief rival in the console space, reportedly don't like this shit. So, they got the most to lose if this Activision sale goes through. And Microsoft knows this. This is why Microsoft is becoming increasingly in public, frustrated with PlayStation. Some of the frustration might be explained by the news report on Bloomberg, which says that in addition to promising the Call of Duty games will remain on PlayStation for at least the next decade as standalone retail titles, as well as arriving on the same day as they did on other systems, Microsoft also told Sony that the series could be offered on their subscription service of PlayStation Plus.
Bam, really throwing it out to Sony. Wow.
Microsoft's Game Pass subscription services have dramatically altered the video game landscape over the last few years, and loads of people simply assume that putting the Call of Duty series on Xbox subscription platform at the expense of Sony's would have been one of the driving forces behind the entire Activision purchase in the first place. So, this report, if true, is certainly a surprise. It's important to know that this isn't a recent addition to the promise made to sweeten the deal for a reluctant rival. Bloomberg says that the PlayStation Plus aspect was part of the original 10-year that Sony is clearly not happy with.
Yeah, they're not happy ever.
Part of an offer made when Microsoft's initial 3-year promise was knocked back. The FTC aren't very happy with Microsoft's attempts to purchase Activision either. Neither is the European Union, which has, quote, opened a full-scale investigation, Mayo. Full scale.
Full-blown, full scale. Full on out.
No.
It's on like Donkey Kong. The gloves are off.
In the UK, in the United Kingdom, Gunny, meanwhile, the Competition and Markets Authority, you know those guys.
G'day, mate. How are you?
We all know who the Competition and Markets Authority is. They're also now investigating the deal, saying the merger, quote, may be expected to result in a substantial lessening of competition with any market or markets in the United Kingdom for goods and services. So, yeah.
And I think...
But, I mean, what do you think? I mean, Microsoft offered them, like, yo, you guys want to put this shit on your PS Plus Extra? Go ahead. We don't fucking care.
I think they're really throwing it out there to say, look, gamers, look, PlayStation claimers, we at Microsoft care about you, but Sony doesn't care about you. I mean, that's kind of the message they're sending, right? They're saying, look, we offered 10 years.
Look at us. We're the good guys.
We offered Nintendo. Look at Nintendo over there. They're real happy with their 10 years. And Gabe Newell's over there with Steam with he's super excited about his 10-year deal. But look at you, Sony. You just, like, throw it back in our face, but let's address the the elephant in the room here, guys. I know I've said it, that term before here when I say, look, Microsoft's going to put it on Game Pass, right? Eventually, not all Sony fanboys, right? But they will look at that and they'll go, hey guys, I just saw on the TV, the Xbox, you get the Game Pass for $1. $1, guys. I can play Call of Duty. I ain't got to pay the $70. I don't know. But again, that's still going to be hundreds of millions of dollars, right? The lost in Sony. So that's really the crux of the issue, right? Mm-hmm. That's really what it is. It's not this 10-year deal. It's not a 100-year deal. It's the fact that they're going to lose. They're just not going to bring in as much revenue as they used to, you know? Right? Because now it's really that other platform is damn near giving it to you, you know? Not giving it to you, but you know what I mean? It's like, you can stream this game too. I don't have to buy it on the PlayStation. I don't know. Right? So I get it from Sony's standpoint where they're like, fuck you in your 10 years, you know? I don't care if you offer 20 years, you know? I'm still losing hundreds of millions of dollars, you know? When you guys are practically giving it away as a big conglomerate, so.
I mean, yeah, I think that that Sony is pretty smart here, trying to fucking play
right.
Game.
I mean, that's wouldn't you if you're making hundreds of millions of dollars on, you know, this, even though it's a third party game, but it's just still your biggest revenue, or
that sells your consoles, man. It's a console seller.
Absolutely, like, yeah. That's why they do these exclusive deals with Activision, right? Say, you know, for advertising rights and everything else, right? It's on the side of buses and billboards. PlayStation, Call of Duty, right? You talk to any regular PlayStation person, they're like, oh, it's on Xbox too. I didn't know that, you know? They don't know, right? Because they only know PlayStation, right? Yeah.
PS4 killed it with the Call of Duty.
They did.
Deals.
They killed it for sure. They went balls to the walls on that advertising, man. So, smart move.
But, I mean, it's kind of crazy to see how desperate Microsoft is getting. You know, they're like, oh, hey guys, you can have it streamed. You can give it away for free. We don't care. We don't care anymore.
Yeah, they're just really throwing it out there, aren't they? Yeah. With their little talking pieces. But
do you think, okay, at what point do you think Sony would agree to the deal? Like 20 years?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't think they do.
Again, I just pointed out the reason why. Go ahead, Mayo.
No, I just saying, I don't think they're ever going to agree to a deal.
You don't think so?
No, I think they're just going to keep trying to get it, you know, this merger canceled out. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Xbox is going to get it. You know what I mean? But I think eventually you're just going to see Call of Duty go into PlayStation, and it's going to be on Xboxes. I mean, I think it's still going to be there. I don't think Microsoft, like we've always said, is going to take it off of PlayStation.
I've always said that. I've always said that. Even when the day this thing was announced, I was like, no way, right? I know Ryan's on the different camp of, hey, you know, exclusive, right? They need that Game Pass library, right? But I have like, nah, I don't know. You know, like, yeah, I think, you know, because they're more into that. When I say, you know, they're putting everything on Steam, right? Not everything, but
they're putting it everywhere else. I mean,
yeah. But yeah, I didn't think it would be on PlayStation. I didn't think this would be a big deal. Kind of where we're at now. Looking back at it now, it's like, damn, I didn't think this would be an issue. You know, I really didn't. So, but crazy to kind of see how it's going now. What is it? Wasn't there like also the U.S. FTC wants to sue Microsoft or something? You know, for trying to get this deal to go through. So it's a big shitstorm going on. So lots of lawyers involved. I did hear on a podcast yesterday, guys, that if they continue to, let's say like things really get ugly and, you know, negotiations go on. Again, this goes on through June, but I think it's after like mid-January, guys. If let's say that Microsoft, it's either January or February, where Microsoft says, you know what, we're just backing out of this deal, right? It's not a good deal, right? Too much fight in this, you know, too much money and resources and lawyer time. They will owe Activision Blizzard $2 billion. Like they'll just have to give that to them. So under contractual fucking whatever.
Like some kind of gift.
Yeah, pretty much to say we're sorry. We're sorry. It's a parting gift. We really wanted you for $68 billion, but you know what? Just take the $2 billion and go sell it to somebody else. I don't know. So
it's wild
craziness. Stuff I don't understand for sure.
Other news: Microsoft President and Vice Chairman Brad Smith said Xbox's acquisition of Activision Blizzard is fair, Mayo. Okay, he said it's fair because PlayStation has significantly more exclusive games. Smith said during an annual shareholders meeting that Microsoft will present Sony's dominant position in the market as one of the reasons for why its $68.7 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard should go through. The company will defend its colossal deal in court after the FTC announced earlier in December that it would seek to block it. The FTC's case is really based on a market that they've identified that they say has two companies and two products, Sony, PlayStation, and Microsoft Xbox, Smith said. If you look at the global market, Sony has 70% of that market, and we have 30%. So the first thing the judge is going to have to decide is whether the FTC lawsuit is a case that will promote competition, or is it really instead of a case that will protect the largest competitor from the competition. Smith also added that PlayStation has 286 exclusive games, while Xbox only has 59, Mayo. So, the administrative law judge is going to have to decide whether going from 59 to 60 is such a danger to the competition that he should stop this deal from moving forward. The FTC, which announced its intentions to block the acquisition on December 8th, said that at the time that the Xbox would, quote, gain control of top video game franchises and therefore harm the competition in high-performance gaming consoles and subscription services by denying or degrading their rivals' access to its popular content. So, 286 exclusives on PlayStation, Gunny.
What has Microsoft got?
59.
Yeah.
That seems like a huge difference.
That's even with the purchase from Bethesda and the other studios within that.
Yep.
Wow. Yep.
Wow. So we'll see, I guess. I don't know. It's a big deal there. In other news, Bethesda has now come out and talked more about Starfield.
Speak of the devil.
Okay.
I did see some new gameplay footage.
Starfield. Okay. Lead quest designer Will Shen talked about some of the choices the team has made working on Starfield. Shen has worked at Bethesda Game Studios for years, having previously been part of the team on Fallout 4 and Fallout 76, including leading the design on the Fallout 4 Far Harbor expansion. Shen confirmed that players will be visiting Earth's solar system, which is referred to as the Old Neighborhood, and that players will actually be landing on Mars very early on in the story as part of a Constellation questline. Shen also confirmed that the random encounter system has been expanded to full planets, allowing players to discover entirely new communities or groups that needed help when you're exploring the world. Shen also confirmed that the main quest introduces players to all of the major factions. Factions work more like the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim than Fallout 4, which means players usually are locked out of joining multiple factions and going through the different quest lines. That does not mean the player should expect to be in charge of everything, though. You don't necessarily end up as the head of every single faction, he said, noting that your choices will still influence how a faction ends up changing over the course of the game, and that major characters will live or die depending on your choices. While companions function much like in the past Bethesda role-playing games, a new feature will allow companions to speak on your behalf from time to time, if they are with you in a certain relevant situation. This can either have a good or a bad consequence depending on how the things play out on what they say. Says here that Starfield does not currently have an exact release date after being delayed past their November 11, 2022. But They say that it is slated to launch in the first half of 2023.
Sweet. Looking forward to playing that.
Yeah, I was like, honest to God, when I watched the Game Awards, Mayo, I was surprised we didn't see like anything from Xbox. Nothing. Nothing. Not like
I went back and watched YouTube videos, not the whole thing, but also
like not a trailer, not like world premiere. Nothing. Like nothing. Not just some Starfield. We didn't see shit.
No, the only thing I noticed that Xbox did was check this out on the Xbox channel or whatever. Here's some games that are coming to Xbox. Well, they're coming to freaking everything, but yeah, they kind of made it seem like,
yeah,
they were just Xbox. But
there was like nothing. Phil Spencer didn't say a word. Nothing.
No, he didn't come out in a cool jacket and nothing, huh?
He was just sitting there like, don't point the camera at me, guys. Don't, I'm not here. I'm not here. Don't.
I'm over here about to buy Activision Call of Duty, so I don't give a fuck, all right?
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. No.
It's like he wasn't even, yeah.
Non-existent. Right? Bill Clinton was there, though.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
You guys were talking about that in your little chat. You made something to you. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then I got home and I'm like, oh, okay, some crazy wacky guy.
That kid got arrested.
Yeah, I saw that. I was watching it in real time on Twitter. Yeah. That Jeff Keighley put on there. He goes, yeah, he just got arrested like a minute ago.
Like everyone was in the chat, like, who the fuck is the kid in the background? Like, who the fuck is this kid? Why is he not standing with the group of guys? Why is he just standing in the back? And like, how come no one has addressed him? And like, no one's looked at him or whatever. Like, who the fuck is he? And he's just standing there, and everyone in the chat. I was watching it live, and I was in the chat. And the chat was going. People were like, "Who the fuck is this kid?" And next thing you know, he talks about some fucking. What do you say? He like gives the game in honor to Bill Clinton or something. A reform.
Something about a Jewish rabbi? I don't know what he was spewing on about. Yeah.
He dedicated that award to the Jewish rabbi Bill Clinton.
I don't know. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
I know Jeff was like, what's going on right now? This is not in the script. What's happening? Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, how did he walk up there? No one stopped him. Like, no one said, like, who the fuck is this guy? Why?
Maybe it was the moment where, like you said, they know they're going to come up on the stage, right? But they probably didn't realize he was behind them, And then even Jeff or even the associates were like, oh, he's probably part of the group,
Yeah,
the way he blended in
was like, oh, he's part of the group. Let's let him up.
He did a hitman move, is what he did. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the straight up. Yeah, exactly. What if he was a
right?
crazy psychopath, bro?
Yeah.
What if he was like some hardcore God of War fan and he just started fucking stabbing the people on stage or something? Like,
all right.
You know what I mean? You never know.
He's a knifey fan and high in life.
Yeah,
going fuck Elden Ring. Kratos should have won Game of the Year.
Yeah, he's some crazy psychopath that wants God of War to win, and he's up there trying to beat up the people or something,
Yeah.
That's a big security risk. Like, and second of all, how the fuck do you get tickets to the Game Awards? How the fuck did he get into the awards?
I don't know how you get those. He had to get in there. He had to buy tickets.
He had to get in there. Yeah, he had to get in there somehow, right?
Like I said, Hitman, man, he could be playing the janitor and then came in, changed, fucking wired somebody's neck and then just poof, right? Now he's part of the Game Awards.
Now he's up there sitting next to Phil Spencer and shit. That was wild, though. That was pretty wild. But that's all we have in news, pretty sure. Did you guys see the new trailer for The Last of Us TV show?
No, I did not.
They released a new trailer that has...
Not the newest one. I saw the one...
Well, they released one that has a side-by-side comparison to the game. And, like, it looks pretty fucking close to the game, man. Like, I feel like they did a pretty good job with, like, capturing...
Oh, I did see part of that. Yeah, they were showing, like... Yeah. Okay. I saw it on my YouTube.
And that's all I have for news. I'm dying.
Yeah, you can do Ticketmaster. You can buy tickets to the Game Awards.
Can you?
Yeah, they're not even that expensive.
How much?
It's not like a lottery system or anything?
I'm on the actual site now, but when if I go back a page, it said, when people ask, it was saying it was like $30 or something like that.
Hmm.
Oh, that's not bad.
Now.
Yeah.
It's asking if it's open to the public, and it says yes. And then how much are tickets? It says they start from around $10 to $39 range. Oh, interesting.
Not a bad deal. Hey guys, you guys played any more Vampire Survivors? Did you play it, Mayo?
No, I haven't played it at all yet.
Yeah, I played about an hour and a half of it today. I forgot to mention that at the beginning, but yeah, so far it's a little grindy, but I'm getting there. It's I don't know. Getting there, man. Getting there. Get my upgrades, get my coins, get my shit up. Not upgraded, but I guess you're getting your better health and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's not something I'm going to play every day. So check that out, guys. Vampire Survivors.
Yeah.
Game
We
Pass.
do have a couple community questions from last
Cheap
week.
on Steam. Go ahead and shoot those out. I didn't see them on the list.
We got a couple on Facebook from Brian Tulip Jr. Jesus, that's kind of one directed toward you a little bit. He said, okay, after listening to last week's podcast, to the issues week after week with games on PC, is it not easier and a hell of a lot easier to just own each console and just turn it on and play it?
I ask that same question, Brian, sometimes.
No.
I would say it's easier, but it's not. I don't know if it's necessarily as rewarding.
It's not as fun. It's not as good either. Like, no bullshit. The frame rates, like the mouse and keyboard, it's all spoiled me.
So you're saying it's worth it, Jesus.
different.
You're saying it's worth it to not play on a PS5 playing Call of Duty locked at 60 FPS.
No, listen. A PS5 is worth it. An Xbox, no. Like, I'm glad Mayo got a PS5 right now.
Yeah, because I have those exclusives, so I have that.
Exactly. PS5 has these. They have 259 exclusives.
I think he's asking, is it worth the headache that you like?
That's what I was speaking.
When you were diagnosing your PC problems,
right? Yeah.
Hey man, like, it only happens every once. Like, you guys may think, oh, it happens all the time. Like,
it's rare, right?
I mean, yeah, recently it's been happening quite a bit. But it's always some dumb shit that's easily fixed. I just gotta fucking... The hardest part of it is fucking going through it and figuring out what the fuck I gotta fix, right? But most of the time, it's not bad. Like, PC gaming...
It's always fixable. I mean, it's...
PC gaming is definitely more worth it, in my opinion. And I don't think I would ever want to own an Xbox. Like, I don't think there's a reason for me to own a Series X. There's just not. Like I don't want one. I'd rather, like, honestly, I want a PS5 because Death Stranding 2 is coming out. And I probably will get a PS5 sometime next year. But I'm not, like, I don't want an Xbox.
Just mainly because you can play them all on your PC, right?
Literally, I could play every exclusive that Xbox has on my PC. There's no reason for it.
Unless you just want to play in the living room, is the only difference.
Even then, you could just fucking drag your PC to the living room.
Yeah, if you really wanted to, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I don't understand why Gunny is such a big Xbox fan. When literally his PC can play all the shit his Xbox does.
He's still on
PC, I'm still hobo PC gaming, right? With the 1070 Ti. Now,
but I'm pretty sure you could, like, lower the resolution on there and get some pretty good frame rates.
I do that. Like I said, I don't run into that many issues either. Only from what I've just talked about with Warhammer, where I'm like, man, this thing's not working. What the hell's going on? And it just would not fucking load. I was like, wow, geez, I get it. It's part of that. It's part of that Xbox PC thing, right? Yeah. But again, I think, to reiterate what I've said before, guys, about, what if I didn't game share? Would I have already gotten like a 2080 Ti, or whatever? Probably. I probably would have by this point, Maybe I would have, like, evolved to the PC world of things, right? and kind of left that Xbox behind. So that S would just be sitting here collecting dust, maybe, because I would still be able to play all those exclusives on the Xbox Game Pass, right? I think I would still be in that ecosystem for the most part, paying that $10 a month or whatever it is for just PC, right? Version of Xbox things. Purchasing more things on Steam, you know, which I do, but it's rare. But yeah, I feel like I've been buying exclusives on Steam is what I've been doing. Not exclusives, but they're not technically exclusives, so they will eventually come to consoles. So one of them, Mayo, I just want to point one out. It's called Choo Choo Charles. Check that out. It's a crazy looking game, man. It's I've had it on my wish list now for about coming up on 3 months. So it just came out last week. And gosh, it's got a little bit of a BioShocky feel to it. You're basically moving this train around. You're stopping the train. You're running into these different areas to, you know, whether activate or collect a certain thing. But you have this evil spider train chasing you.
Yes, I'm watching the video now.
And it's got like, is that like a Call of Duty moment or not, where you get the train moving? Like, I mean, we're talking super fast, right? It just more of the engine of the train. And you've got a fucking turret gun on the back of this thing, and you're just trying to like kill the spider fucking evil locomotive coming at you. So, and you do that more than once, by the way. So you do that throughout the game to try and, because I think it's like one of those things like once it catches you, you die, you know, and you start over. So not start the game over, but yeah. So stuff like that, right? I'm like, I know this is going to come to console eventually, you know, whether it's on Game Pass or just, you know, put out on, you know, it'll just be in the store one day. But for now, I get to play it now, kind of like a Dead Cell situation, you know? So before it was even, I like buying those games. So those are fun, you know, and then I get that choice, right? I can use a controller or, you know, mouse and keyboard, which is the preferred way to go. So, right. I'm always playing, not always. I couldn't play Satisfactory, guys, this week. I tried. You know, I've been dabbling in that game. I have not gone full out like, oh, fuck, I just play hundreds of hours of this game. But yeah, being sick. But I'm always playing that, you know, with Ghost Nico and other titles on Steam. So
still made me think of my wish list. I'm still waiting on Jesus. You think you would like this game when you saw the trailer a long time ago? It's called Kingdom 80s.
No.
I'm waiting for some information on that again. It was something like Kingdom Come Deliverance or something like that. It was like something, but it's called Kingdom 80s. And I remember when it came out, you guys are super excited, and it's been in my wish list ever since. And the release date was just 2023.
What's Kingdom 80s?
Yeah, it's on Steam. You guys were hyped for it. You're like, oh, this looks so good. I'm excited. You and Jonathan Hall were super excited.
Me and Jonathan Hall.
Yeah, I think it's like maybe like something to do with Kingdom 2 Crowns.
Oh, maybe? It does. Kingdom 2 Crowns.
Oh, I didn't know they were making it. So this will be like a third one or what?
Yeah, it's like it has like an 80s retro style to it, but it's like Kingdom 2 Crowns.
That thing's been in my wish list forever, and there's been no information on it, or I needed to kind of maybe see if I can find any more stuff out about it because it looks good.
Yeah. Wow.
And released 2023.
Yeah.
Guys, I bought Mayo. I bought that game Ancestors Legacy on Steam. So this, okay, it's an RTS, but it's so basically it looks like an RTS is something I can play. I'm not a big RTS fan. But basically what this is if I can get the wording correctly on this. European history, basically, you know, villages, conflicts, usually solved by war. So medieval. So yeah, I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna try this. So I think I've already passed the point where I can return it if I need to. So to say, I don't like RTSs, but I think it looks pretty cool. So
This game's been around for a minute.
I love those gems. You know, I can buy on Steam for. It was cheap, man. It was like $5.25.
Yeah, right now it's $5.24.
It's still that price. Okay, good.
Yeah, doesn't look too bad. Reminds me of like a Total War, like Rome Total War kind of game.
Yeah, but maybe on a smaller scale. It looks smaller scale. It looks like something I can have fun with. So outside of my regular ecosystem of the Xbox.
Moving on, we got another question from Brian on here. He wants to know, he says, do you think that games with updates should have their own category in games of the year? As year after year, we have these games get major updates that change and make them great.
Oh, maybe they should. Well, isn't that ongoing game?
I was going to say, would that be like an ongoing game? But I guess you could say like Cyberpunk that has a big update. Wouldn't be considered an ongoing game? Maybe.
Yeah, that would definitely be in that category.
But it could make it change completely how the game is and make it a way better game. I guess that's what he's saying. Like could an update make a game that's old become a game of the year candidate?
I think so. What is it, Jesus, that we said was a good ongoing game that was like a game that was a previous year? And I'm trying to think of what it is because we had called that a couple of years ago.
What?
And I'm sure there were some arguments with it as well. So, and I can't think of the name of that game, but I remember vividly having this conversation with all three of us here. And maybe even we had a few other people on the show too, where it was like, wait, that fucking game came out in 2018 and here it is 2019 or 2020, right? And we're like, nope, it's the best ongoing game or whatever, because we make our own rules here. But yeah, it was definitely one of those things where, man, they had a big update or, so many more, better improvements to the game that it was just, a game that we were currently playing or you were. So
99% of games have updates, man. Like, I don't know, like.
Yeah, it'd be hard, I guess.
It's rare, that a game doesn't have a big update.
And especially Cyberpunk, that really had the, that was not a unique situation, but it was a different situation where, right, came out good working on PC and fell fucking flat on PlayStation especially, and then Xbox as well. So
yeah,
that hit hard. So
hey, I thought you were dying.
I am dying.
Can you hurry up?
You want me to just die?
Yeah.
Damn.
Right now.
Damn, Evan.
Wow.
Just drop.
It's hard.
His name is Edward now.
Edward, that's cruel.
Right.
Edward.
Wasn't from Evan. It was from Edward.
Huh. How you doing, Edward?
Just dandy.
Yeah?
Yep.
You still living over there?
Yeah. Till tomorrow. I'm going back to the motherland tomorrow.
Hell yeah, come on back home. We need you in Cali.
I'm flying back in the morning.
Nice.
Ugh.
Nice.
We got the flu variant out here, Evan.
Yeah, you're gonna get fucking sick, bro. You're gonna come out here.
That's why I wasn't on last week.
You're gonna fly back to Ohio and be all fucked up.
Wonderful.
Telling you, bro, that's just fucking going around here. Gunny had it a few weeks ago. Now I have it, so that means shit's just fucked.
Super spreaders.
Yeah.
LA is ground zero, man. I hope you're not going there.
Where you at, Jesus? Did you move?
No, bro. I'm in like a different. I moved the PC around.
I can see that too. I thought something was different. I see electrical panel on the wall.
Well, that's electrical panel. Oh yeah, you weren't here last week, were you guys?
No. So I'm like, what did he do? Did he move something around, or did you take down one of those sound buffers?
Before my PC and shit was on this side, and when I got the new monitor and stuff,
straight to the panel, trying to get extra power.
Yeah. I got some wires coming out of the panel, bro, and trying to juice it up. Yeah. I don't need a power supply when I hook it straight to the fucking panel.
Hey, you're not supposed to know that hack.
Yeah. I'm sure that's something Brink would do. He'd fucking hook it up to his electrical panel just to get more FPS.
PG&E would come by, or the power company. Yeah.
And then he would change his panel.
He would.
Every month.
Anyways, what's up, Evan? How you been, man? What you been doing?
Just been slaving away to the Codfather and then playing Pokemon in between, so.
Nice.
Some Scarlet.
Yep.
Call of Duty, I started working on my gold guns now, finally.
Yeah.
I was working mostly on my attachments, and I think I got most of them now. So I'm starting to work more on the gold guns.
You don't even. Well, I mean, I guess if you wanted to go for a specific attachment, you could do that, but you really don't even need. Well, it depends. If you're gonna level up all the guns eventually, then
Yeah. Well, that's what I was doing, right? I was going through like all the SMGs, all the assault rifles,
yeah.
all the bullshit. So like I think I got now the M4, the AK, a few other guns gold. I got like a submachine gun gold as well.
That's it.
But I'm trying to work on the assault rifles now. Yeah, like I haven't
Mm,
really played much, man.
I know. I haven't seen
Have
that.
you tried the raid bullshit?
No, I just saw that this weekend, but I didn't know what that was, and then
Is that in Warzone or is that like
I'm
its
not
own
sure, bro.
thing?
I'm not sure. I think it's its own thing because you. Well,
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't think it's Warzone, but
I
it
want
might
to
be.
I want to try it, but I don't know like
It might be similar to like that DMZ mode where it's like not legit battle royale. It might just be like a mission or something.
yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not even.
Cuz that DMZ mode, those fucking AI are hard, man.
Yeah, yeah,
Those fuckers will kill you. Like you think
mm,
it's easy cuz they're AI. No.
yeah.
Especially when you go into like the gas zone and try to get like the guy with the special gun.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that
Yeah.
guy. I could never get him, dude. One time I had the gun and like I don't even know what happened. I died somehow. I was pissed off. It
You
fucking
didn't
got me
make it
so
out.
mad. No, I somehow I like ditched my teammates. I made it almost to the helicopter and like somehow died by some sniper or something, dude. It was legit. I think I was on the helicopter and the dude sniped me inside the helicopter as it was about to take off. And my guy died and it's like he dropped all his shit. I was like, really, dude? Like,
I did that once just to try it, but it was kind of just like a get in and get out. I was like, okay, maybe. But it was
yeah.
just me and my buddy in a random, and then I don't know.
I played DMZ mode a few times. It's kind of fun, but like I said, it is kind of hard. Like,
Yeah,
there's a lot of sweaty players in there, and like people fuck you up. You know.
yeah. I pretty much only played the tier 1 mode.
Yeah, that's what I do now too. The tier one. I don't like core. I don't know, something about it just doesn't feel right.
Well, when you switch, yeah, because like I pretty much only played tier 1, and then I was playing shipment 24/7 over, because they dropped it for this weekend, and then
Yeah.
it's just going into core. There's so much stuff on the screen. It's almost like disorientating. Like
Yeah.
between always having the mini map. Well, I mean, you get it from like a UAV or something in tier 1, but always having the mini map and then the kill feed and then everything else that pops up and even the hit markers and all that business going on. It's just like, whoa, there's a lot going on. And then, all your uh like challenges that you do, like everything just pops up and it's like right in your face. And it's just so
Yeah.
much different than tier 1 where it's just like bare bones and it's just a lot more immersive, like no HUD or anything like that.
Yeah. Not even a kill feed or nothing.
No, no, you can't. There's no credit being dispersed.
Yeah. But yeah. I think we're at the end of the show here. I don't know what else to say.
There you go. It's done. You
We're
can
at the
die
end
in
of the
peace
show.
now.
Yeah. This is my final show. Maybe if I die, this is my final one, Gunny.
That's it, Hey everyone, welcome back to episode 412-2.0. We had a little recording error there, so we're back again towards the end of the show because my recording kind of failed towards the end. So we only got just kind of ended abruptly, I believe, with Evan and Jesus talking about their Call of Duty experience. But I'm back here with the Mayo. Welcome, Mayo. Welcome back to 412-2.
We're back. without that hobo Jesus. I think he died somewhere.
I think he did, right? I think that was it, right? He just croaked in the chair. I think, yeah, because I kind of reached out to him like, Craigbot is still recording on Discord. And yeah, he responded, or his brother responded. So it's like, Jesus died. He's dead. He's not here anymore. So I'm like, oh man, That sucks. He died recording. He died what he loved doing. So rest in peace, Jesus.
Right. It's either that or we got sabotaged by Evan. One of the two. I'm not sure which one it was.
I don't know what
he might have
button he hit.
sabotaged it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sat down at the computer and started hitting buttons, and I told him not to.
But I'm glad you sent him back to California yesterday. That's great.
Yeah, I got him on the airplane, and he flew back home yesterday morning. So the dog and I can party here without him for a little while.
So he's back in sunny California wearing his, he looks like a surfer now again, and his colored T-shirt and sunglasses, and got his big summer hat on.
He probably thinks it's 1,000,000 degrees there now, coming from cold Ohio. He did leave just in time because it got down to like 20s, I think 1 or 2 days, but this weekend is supposed to get down to like 9. So he left a good time.
Yeah. But great. But I'm sure he'll be back soon. He'll have to bring a snowsuit. So bring some buckets and shovels and make snowmen when he comes back. That's awesome.
Oh yes. But yeah. But moving on, I mean, we can pretty much, I'm not sure if we got to hit on that last question before Evan and the recording dropped off, but Jason Sams just wanted to know, he said, do you guys think that Spider-Man 2 will be out or will it be delayed? And I think Jesus kind of hit on it in the show the other day. I think it's going to be out on time.
Yeah, I think we did answer that question. So you're right, because yeah, they'll definitely get that out for the holidays. So
I think the pandemic type stuff's kind of over, and they got to kind of get something out. And I mean, why not? They could have just not released the time. They could have just said, "Hey, we're going to release Spider-Man 2 when it's done." But they seem like they're pretty confident, and I think they've had some time to work on it.
Yeah, right. So you figure it's been enough time since Miles Morales for that to play out. Yeah. So. For sure.
I'm debating whether I should jump into Miles Morales next or not. Since we actually recorded yesterday, Gunny, I did manage to finish the 2018 God of War today.
Nice.
So I'm not sure what I want to play next. Everybody tells me not to play Ragnarok next because it's too similar to the 2018 one. It's the same engine and kind of the continuing in the story that I would kind of get burned out. I don't know how many hours it would be if I just played through the campaign. So I don't know. I might fire up something different. I don't know if it's gonna be Ghost of Tsushima or Stray or maybe High on Life. I might actually go play through the campaign of High on Life tonight. Maybe.
I think it all depends on really what your mood for. Right? Are you in for that comedy?
Yeah.
Element with High on Life, and
I think I don't know, because
Stray is a little more indie. Yeah.
Kind of like something different, because God of War is kind of its play style. So I don't know if like High on Life will have the comedy and being a first-person shooter. Going back to that, it's different enough from God of War. Where if I went to Ghost of Tsushima, it's still that third-person character kind of thing. Combat, heavy story. So maybe something light like High on Life. I already got to start on it the other day. We talked about it earlier in the show. So maybe I'll just continue on my campaign of that and try to beat that throughout the week here.
Yeah, I played a little bit more of it yesterday. I've been playing a lot of Grounded lately. I don't know. I've just been into that. Ryan joined yesterday. The voice wasn't working, but and then I joined his game. Of course, he's got everything unlocked, all these weapons and everything. So it was cool to really have a full-on base with all the resources that you need. So yeah, I'm currently just trying to upgrade weapons in that game. So to get more stuff. So get more powerful. I finally got my acorn armor on, Mayo. So now I'm like,
oh, that sounds like it's the best armor in the world right there.
It's like number 3 or something, right? But yeah, it goes up from there, I think. So, whatever. Because then, yeah, like the stuff that I've got like in Ryan's game, it's like, yeah, like it's a lot better than what I currently have. So, but pretty nice weapons, and yeah. It's good. It's a good, fun game. So even I didn't think it would be fun by myself, but I'm like, no, it's actually pretty good. Like, it's not like it's challenging. I think difficulty scales up, when you've got more than one person in there. So we did kind of did a horde mode thing yesterday, but I still, I can't stand up to any challenges with these giant stink bugs or whatever the hell they were. So these things come in and throw rocks and boulders at you. So knock me down silly. But yeah, played more grounded. Yeah, so I'm out of the slums now and back. I think already did that second bounty. And, I try to, I guess I'm one of those people, where I don't know what those things are called, but we'll just call them like chests, right? Those things you can go at and stab at and get coins and money and stuff for upgrades. But I kind of go out of my way a little bit where I'm like, oh, I can see it, but how do I get to it? So, sometimes you might be making platforms, right? Not making them, but you activate them. How about that? So I'm sure you've seen those, right? You kind of shoot a little glowing green thing and right. It might just be a time thing where that platform's only going to be there for 7 seconds or whatever it might be. So it's on a timer, but I don't know. I'll try it like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, oh man, I might just give up on it, but try to put a little more effort into get more money for upgrades. So
definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, just having fun with that. Back at the base, back at the house and finishing bounties. I'm about to go on my 3rd bounty. So always funny, great dialogue. So it still cracks me up that guy who's like this former bounty hunter, he just moved into your house, right? He's still on the couch watching movies. So,
nice.
Yeah. And your sister, she just sits at that chair in the kitchen, and God, he just fucking moved in here. That's it. He just lives here now. And God, he stinks, and like he's too lazy to even get up off the chair to use the restroom. Gross. But yeah, more Apple Arcade stuff. But yeah.
The kinks worked out that iPad over there.
Yeah, the only thing I don't have for it
is
a stand. Like I don't have any kind of and I always buy like the cheap $10 like stand, right? So I can't even use it in here as we speak, right? I either have to lay flat but that's anywhere, right? Because that thing is it's like carrying around a piece of glass, right? So like you drop it, that thing is just going to go in a million pieces, I feel. But unless you're just holding it in both hands, right? Because it is an 11-inch deal, so. But yeah, I mean, it was super easy to get that thing transitioned over, put everything in the cloud, download everything. I got all my apps and my games and settings, and it's pretty much a duplicate of my other one. But they didn't take the old one in for trade. They said, yeah, it's pretty much worth nothing. It's 5 or 6 years old. I thought we were going to get like this standard $90 thing, through T-Mobile, but no, I'll just give that to my in-laws. So when they come here to visit.
You just watch TV on or something.
Pretty much, because we don't have cable anymore. We have no cable, but we have whatever Comcast gives you with that box. So I don't know anybody who watches TV anymore, except if you're into sports. So and I saw the other day, I think Apple was trying to get the NFL ticket. I don't think that's like an exclusive thing, but it's more or less like where you pay that $200 a year, whatever crazy number it is, right?
Right.
And you get all the games. But it'd be kind of nice to actually have that, on a iOS device, phone, tablet, and all that good stuff. So yeah, watch all the football games. Sweet. So, but yeah, that deal fell through. Speaking of a deal that didn't fall through, Mayo, I was looking through, and I'm sure we all saw the same thing today on Epic Games to pay out the $520 million.
Oh, I know. That's a lot of money to be paying out.
I didn't know about this. Since I don't really play Fortnite or anything. So yeah, this is over children's privacy and trickery charges. So apparently I was looking into this a little more about, I guess when you're in the loading screen, and again, I don't know how recent this was, but this could be 6 months, 1 year, 2 years ago. But I guess when it's loading, you can move the character around the screen, which causes these microtransactions to go through.
I think what there is like, so when I watch my son play, when you go into a match, your lobby is like a live lobby where everybody's running around and you can kind of shoot each other and just kind of mess around. I wonder if it has something to do with that. That's what it goes into. When you queue up, it goes into a lobby and it's everybody that's in your game. And I think you can see all the skins and you can see what everybody's using and all that kind of stuff. So maybe it has something to do with that.
Yeah, I don't know. Because Warzone does the same thing, right? Well, the same similar thing, right? Where it is that pre-lobby. Especially
yeah,
for
I think it
SSD
did.
users, right? They get in there the second it, and then it loads up.
Yeah, I haven't
But,
played Warzone at all yet, but not since the Warzone when it first came out.
Yeah, and I'll just kind of read this part here, not so much what that was, but Epic Games said in a statement that it instituted multiple children's privacy and purchasing safeguards over the years, and that the practices referenced in the FTC's complaint are not how Fortnite operates. It's not how they do it now, even though they made hundreds of millions of dollars, right? The company's proposed settlement agreement with the FTC involves record amounts in 2 separate cases, as well as a novel legal remedy. They agreed to pay that $275 million to settle regulators' accusations that it violated federal law, the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, by collecting personal information from children under 13 who played Fortnite without obtaining verifiable consent from a parent. So
yeah. I mean, I wonder what information they're getting. You create an account, I guess maybe an email.
Yeah, you have to, right? You have to use an email. Yeah. I don't know. What's the age on Fortnite? I don't know what it is. So, something I didn't look into. So it could be 13. It could be
the age.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, a lot of kids play it, so it has to be low.
Yeah. And I think they changed that. I know with Xbox, Microsoft, didn't they change it to where you don't need a gold account, but I guess you need an account, right? Does that make sense? I mean, I know.
I don't know. Could be.
Remember that change they made over about, that multiplayer about how Xbox charges for it, for online multiplayer, right? You're gold, right? Basically. So, but remember that change a couple of years ago where they were like, look, we're not going to charge for, Warzone and any of these, any of these types of games that were, require like a gold subscription. So
right.
I don't know. That might have something could have played a role into it for all I know, right? Where it's like, hey, because you can be on Xbox, it doesn't have to be an adult account. So, right. You can just get on and start playing these games. So, especially when in the console space, right, where no email is required. So, but yeah, probably had something to do with that. Maybe PlayStation, let's say 4 at the time, right? I don't think they ever required like a subscription-based thing to play online games. So, I mean, they did, but I don't think they ever did for, Warzone and those types of things. But, yeah. But anyway, guys, yeah, we'll just move on over here to the console corner because this is more the extended version of episode 412. Yeah, PlayStation Plus. Still, you get your Mass Effect Legendary Edition Biomutant, which I downloaded. I haven't played that yet. So
it's a really good game. I don't know. I played that quite a bit, and I watched my son beat it, and I never did go back to finish it. And I thought about multiple times going back and playing that game. It is actually really fun.
Yeah, you know what I've been
especially
playing?
When they get rid of that director, where you can like eliminate some of his dialogue because he like nonstop talks.
Oh yeah, I remember that being a thing in the review.
The game is gonna be so much better.
Yeah, I've been playing Little Big Planet, so I've been playing a little, like dabbling in that. Every time I go to play God of War, I'm like, I want to play more Little Big Planet because I played this on PS3 and I loved it. So, nice. A very British game, I will say that, right? Especially with the dialogue. Okay, old chap, hell, we're going to go over here and do some jumping over here.
I didn't remember there being voices in it. Like I remember playing the first one, but I don't think I've played one since.
It's like the tutorial, and it's got this. You could tell a clearly English guy with the English hat, and just telling you to press the X button, and this is how you jump in square. We'll do this thing to you. So it's fun. I don't.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's fun. It looks great, right? It totally reminds me of what I played on the PS3, right? What I remember graphically, right? So, but they are PlayStation, 4 Pro graphics, so always solid. So, always solid games. But that newest one is on Steam. I will point that out. So, Sony did put it on Steam. But that's the newest one, right? So, I'm playing earlier version, probably a 2019 version. And moving on here. PlayStation Plus last game is Divine Knockout. That's what you get with your PlayStation Plus account. over to Xbox. You know what? Since I'm on Xbox and I'm playing Grounded right now, let me just go on over to, because I'm pretty sure your gold games are Cult Canyon and Dead End Job still. So yes, but I'm sorry. Let me just rephrase that. Bladed Fury. That's what you get. Let me claim that right now before I forget. These are all the things I'll never play, Mayo. So
Yeah, same.
I got it. It's installing on my 500 gigabyte, hard drive right now. So, yeah, I don't know. Blade of Fury, I might actually check out. So, let's see. Over to what do we got for Game Pass? You know what's funny? I always go over to the PC version of it. So, but some of the things here we have are, what do we have that's recently added? There's a game called Potion Craft, and I saw that featured on Steam. So
yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
I think that's something that Michelle played on VGO. She talked about it last week.
Yeah,
Doesn't sound like my kind of game. I can't remember if it was or not, but she played like an alchemy type game. That's what it sounded like.
it's so it's almost like, okay, it looked like you're just making drugs, man. Your weighs and scales, and there's a little bit of story to this thing. So yeah, it's an alchemist simulator where you physically interact with your tools and ingredients to brew potions. You're in full control of the whole shop. Invent new recipes, attract customers, experiment with your heart's content. I'll be making all the meth, Mayo, with this thing.
There you go.
I'll be getting all the customers.
It looks like he also on console got Rainbow Billy.
Okay, I saw that.
Try to get the full title here.
And that is on PC as well.
Okay, yeah, I just put it up on my phone. And a little easier to separate them.
Yeah.
And then High Life, of course, was the last one.
Right. I think I did. I even mentioned that. Was it last week? I think it was, because that was out at the time. But yeah, definitely just play High on Life. So.
And then coming soon, next month, we got the Persona series. I don't know if have you ever played those?
Oh, I do see those coming. So I thought there was one that already came out, and I've never played those.
Me either.
So this is Persona 3 Portable. So I wonder if this is like a previous, like on mobile devices. And Persona 4 Golden. So.
Yeah. And then right after that, you got Monster Hunter Rise.
Yeah. Oh, that was the Switch exclusive, right? Timed exclusive, I will say.
I think so. I'm not positive.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think, who was it that played it? It wasn't Nipron. I don't know. Does he have a Switch? Somebody played it, so.
I think it might have been Nipron.
Yeah, he might have a Switch. I thought he had played, and I know we have other people in the community that have played it. So, speaking of that, there's an Apple Arcade Monster Hunter, but you're not. So basically, you're not fighting the monsters, right? Like you would in a classic Monster Hunter game. I think it's more like, you find them in kind of a collection, but it's more of a, explore the world type thing for iOS. So, yeah, so lots of Monster Hunter out there. But yeah, those are that. Oh, and on to Epic, your free games here. I'm just going to read this little article here because I think they do this every year. They're once again giving away a bunch of free games over the course of the holiday season, right? The company will be giving away 15 free games on the Epic Store. So yeah, that's already going out. If you didn't claim Bloons TD Battle 6, which is a great game, guys. I know it looks childish, but I like that game. Evan likes that game. So, and I think, Mayo, right? It doesn't matter if you're on Android or on iOS, we can do a cross-play. So I think it's like through an ID or something. But yeah, I've played it with my kid and other people in the community. So it's fun. So looking down here, I know there's a thing, but I want to say those free games are going all the way through January 5th. So yeah, it seems like it's almost like more than 15 free games, but well, I guess. And so yeah, January 15th. So make sure you check that every day. Even if you're on a browser, guys, I recommend it. Go in and hit the claim button. Just make sure you're logged in and, who knows, maybe after February, be like, I got this whole list of freaking library of games, so that's on there. It's kind of nice, when you've got, what is it? World War Z or Left 4 Dead, whatever it is, right? And it's like Ghost Nico's like, we should play it because I see that you own it. You must have claimed it for free. I'm like, hell yeah, I don't have to pay for it, Nice. So I like that when we, could just jump in and I'll just hit the download button, which is sweet. So good stuff. So anything from Steam? Anything great on there, Mayo?
No, I haven't seen anything really pop up.
Yeah.
Nothing free,
Nothing's ever free on Steam. They don't need to.
Not. No, I mean they do have a category that's free. They'll have like your
your free to play
your
stuff.
And they do have some demo section in there. Like I don't know if you ever mess with that or not.
No.
Go in there and actually look out.
Show me where that's at. Like if I'm on there, so which
yeah, so basically when you open Steam, it'll show like your store. It'll say news and noteworthy. I can't talk now. There's a tab that says categories, and then you can hit free to play, and then right underneath free to play is demos.
Okay.
You can click on demos. Let me see if I have any good demos right now. Let's see. Popular demos right now.
And it's not even starting for me for some reason.
Yeah, they have Operation Lovecraft is popular right now. Soundpad is popular. And it's hiding the rest of them for some reason.
Yeah, I can't even. It does this to me all the time. Like I'll click on Steam. Nope, nothing. I have to go into Control-Alt-Delete, and then boom, it immediately starts. So I don't know what that is. Why it does that? So.
Yeah, it looks like a bunch of indie title demos on here. I'm not seeing anything that jumps out there or anything that we've ever really talked about.
Yeah. Where are you? Steam.exe. Let's go ahead and end the task, right? So. Now it should actually pop up for me. So I try to start it every day and look through the store and see what they got. Now it's updating. Great. So perfect. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it on Steam. You check those demos if you want to do the demo thing or the free game category.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize it's kind of hidden over there.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I have in my cart right now, Mayo? I'm about to pull. Never mind. The price changed on it because I waited too long. So, and that was Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts 2. Mm-hmm. I might have played the first one, but now keep in mind, there's Sniper. What is it now? There's Sniper Ghost Warrior, but then there's also a different like Sniper series, right? Which I want to say, is it even in here? But, and to me, that series is not as great as the contracts version of it, if that makes sense. So, yeah. And I immediately went to the Xbox because I game share, and I'm like, oh, I want to get it for there. But it seems like it's hardly ever on sale. So, yeah, that was like 30% off right there. Darn it. So, and I missed the sale. Sucks, man. Oh, well.
Yeah, put it in your wish list. They'll pop back up. They'll give you an email.
Yeah, I think that's where I had it. So it's going to go back in there again. Oh, who knows? Maybe it'll come back at the end of the year sale. So, yeah, I've been seeing a lot of retro games on sale for GOG. So, which I never check. So, never go on the GOG launcher, store, whatever you want to call it. So, but yeah, I think that's all we have, guys.
Yeah. Where are we going to find you, Gunny?
Go find me on Xbox, on Steam, and on Epic, and yeah, everywhere else as Gunny Chief. One word. And yeah, go find that Jesus guy. Jesus walks a lot. Go find him kind of everywhere. He's got it everywhere now. PlayStation.
I know, right?
He hates Xbox now, so he's a big steamer and loves his Blizzard launcher and all that stuff, playing the CODs.
Oh yeah.
So
can't get him off of it unless we kill him. He might be off of it then. If he's dead now, he might not be playing anymore. But
right, yeah,
we'll see.
Down online. Where do we find you, Mayo?
Oh, you're gonna find me pretty much on everywhere, every platform now as the Mayo one. Now I'm on the PS Network, or PS Plus and all that fun stuff. So I have plenty of games on there. But yeah, it's the same. It's just Mayo then with the one behind it. So
we friends on there.
Yeah, we are.
We added each other. Did you add me on the Blizzard launcher? I believe you did. No, what the hell was it recently? It was on yeah, it was on EA. So we're good. We're good. Yeah. We can play the Battlefields together. So
Yes.
we need to get back into that. 2042. Yep. It's fun. It's a fun. Yeah. So fun stuff. It's a classic. It just feels like a classic fucking Battlefield. A little bad company, a little 4 in there, a little 3. Yeah, a little bit of, I wouldn't say Battlefield 1 or 5, but it just, everything's the same. I like how they kept it all the same, you know? So nothing like crazy or new to learn. So keep it that way, guys. Go find Ryan too. Gib 8777.
All right, Gunny, what else could you say?
Peace out, Brussels sprouts. Happy holidays. Bye.
See ya.